What are we talking about?
Mark III and how good it is.
It's cool. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Wrap.
Good podcast, guys.
The car ran real good. It was a team effort.
I don't know what to do with my hands. So I'm sorry.
Hello, and welcome to Learn to Wargame, the audio podcast. This is Brandon, or PG Mutilus on the forums.
This is Max. I'm Age of Egos on the forums. Come visit me at DACA.
This is Carl. I'm not really on the forums.
Me either.
What is with you people in that?
I just broke the third wall. Or fourth one.
Max is now officially on the forums. Go to DACA and check him out.
That's Jeremy. I go by Lord Fool on the forums. What?
You're that piece of shit that keeps posting all that gay porn on the forums.
Every forum.
Every forum.
Huh.
Every forum.
Ashley Madison. All right.
Hey,
All right.
I like cheating on Strange.
This is episode 16. We don't really go in order at all, but 16.
No, is this our last episode 2?
Lost episode 2. Mark 2.
Oh, didn't we talk about Grim 2 in that episode?
I don't think so. It's probably Legion. Our first 12 episodes were Legion based, and no one
We
plays
lost
Legion.
an episode with Ryan in it, right?
Yeah, I think that was no, that was
his power
12.
went
No,
out.
That was 10.
that was 10. Yeah, his power went out because he lives in St. Joe, which is the third most depressed city in the country. Look it up. I'm not joking.
Every
Is that-
time
It's also hell.
No,
Only behind St. Louis and what other Missouri city?
every time you've told me about St. Joe, you've told me that fact, like every single
That's
time.
because it's true.
It's worth,
using-
it's worth the hour and a half to go up there, see it, and then immediately leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to,
We were up there
Using
one day.
like if you're ever
hypnotic
not feeling
techniques.
go, just not feeling like positive, just go to St. Joe and leave, and you'll feel better.
Yeah. You go to St. Joe, you
Like-
feel 10 times worse. Then you leave.
It's like
and
if
you
you're
feel
ever
better than ever.
suicidal, you go there, and then you're like, it's not that bad.
I don't live here.
Yeah.
You feel this yearning to get out and do something.
I'm going to go for a run.
We're officially talking about Mark III.
That's what we've done for the past 2 casts.
Did something happen in War Machine today?
Officially. No.
Oh.
Okay.
Nothing today on the 29th of June.
Oh, I guess the game released.
Yeah, no longer playing pre-released rules.
All right, let's.
So much for day one erratas.
Has everybody bought
It says
their?
within a week of release day.
I thought they said day one.
Has everybody bought their
People say
hardback
they
book?
will. No.
Huh?
Not buying that. Rulebook, hardback.
How much do they want for that?
I don't know.
The hardback?
Probably $50.
I'd be willing to bet pretty much everything I own less than the Age of Sigmar rulebook, which was like $120 for 4 pages of rules.
Is it only one rulebook?
That came with
thought it was
like the box,
12.
right?
No, that was $40K.
No, that came with like the whole box, and you got minis and stuff.
No, it's a sealed plastic book. Like there's a hardback book in Saran wrap. Like you buy that.
I don't believe you. For 100 and... I don't
For
believe
those people
you.
at home, I'm unlocking my phone.
The last edition that I saw for $40K
No,
was
the 40
$80
Yeah,
for the
but
book.
those are like
for the,
big.
Yeah.
No, it's a big book.
Oh, you're not talking about like the
$80.
little booklet.
No, it was a full. It was a full 380-page book, 4 pages of game
okay.
rules.
When you invalidate
60.
you have to go
I
code
get
it.
it.
$60.
Yeah, you have to put it in.
$60 isn't bad for a full. I assume full
Release
color.
date status
You don't fit through there, dog.
tentative,
Seems like
but the release date's the June 29th of today.
some places it is. Some stores aren't selling their stuff for tomorrow until tomorrow. Some stores have been selling it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Let's
weeks?
name those.
I've heard of a store that did it.
Let's name those stores and send
Nope.
them in. Just kidding.
I was in that table
Not around
at
here.
noon, and they were just unpacking.
$130 for the limited edition.
They told me, Jesus
Well, that's
Christ.
a limited edition.
The
That's limited, dude.
Digital's only $50.
Holy shit.
Only, that's, I mean, so at least they're not
mean-
charging the same price for digital as they are for the full actual
Physical
rulebook.
normal copy is only $60. So you save $10 if you get a fake one.
I mean, to be
They
fair,
don't have to print a hard
To be
gloss
fair-
covered book.
And
Look,
tax.
man,
Don't
you're
forget
getting
tax.
$50 worth of.
I
Is that 10 or like $12.50 per rule page?
to be fair, I buy.
$12.50 per rule page.
Those are. I mean, it's the age of Sigmar, man. Come on, it's the next thing in competitive
You're forging
wargaming.
a narrative. You gotta forge the narrative by getting angry.
Growing your beard out because we don't want women to play our
Tears
games.
and anger forges narratives. That's what that does. Probably let's talk about our initial impressions of how our initial feelings after playing several games, and less about the actual mechanics and just
cabbage.
how we are feeling about the changes. I feel that the game plays faster and is generally more fun because a lot of the tediousness is taken out by
Because
having
Crix isn't good anymore.
having so many models on the table in Mark II got to the point where it just felt like you were doing a chore every time you activated models. As we're now, feels like every model is more important, while having less of them makes the game goes faster. And with pre-measuring, you don't get caught in as many gotchas or anything. Like, I don't feel like my opponents don't have a fair play experience when they can't judge distances as well as I can.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
interesting.
pre-measuring.
When I went from 40K to Mark II, I was so relieved at like not having to put 120 models. Not that I ever did because I played Legion, but not that like 60 models aren't on any of the tables. Mm-hmm. It feels better.
I really hope people don't try to go to 100 points.
I have heard people talking about
I've
that.
heard people talking about
I
that on
have, too.
podcasts.
That's a lot of warjacks.
Yeah, I don't
I-
think.
I hope we don't.
So people
I
are
think
ta-
it's actually the correct size now. They've reduced. I mean, it's basically the same size as it was before, but they've reduced it because they force you to take more expensive models now
Yeah,
for a third of your army.
I think
Basically,
the intent would be to kind of open it up to where 50 points used to be, or you can kind of get the same support packages that you used to.
I mean, you
But
kind
it
of
opens
sort
it
of
up
can.
to like 50 points was pretty abusable for spam lists.
Yeah.
That's what the terrible
Yeah.
part at the end of Mark II was.
Well, I think it's still pretty close. Like if you want to play, say, double colossal right now, your 20 points of support is basically what you got in Mark II.
Sure.
Like with Signar, you play double Stormwall. I have
You got
let's just
25
say my
points.
caster has 25 Warjack points. I have 22 points left to put support in.
You
And
got
it's
more.
about the same.
You got more points in Mark
You did,
II.
but it's not much. It was like in the realm of a solo, maybe two.
Yeah, my Mark II list converted exactly to 72 points.
Actually, I haven't converted any of my Mark II lists yet. I've just been playing Mark III. I was building stuff
Of
from
course,
scratch.
in Mercenaries, everything got cheaper, so...
Overall, positive, negative. Enjoying the changes, disliking
Positive.
changes.
I think it's positive. I'm
Pre-measure's
enjoying.
good.
Yeah, so I went to a convention this weekend that played Mark III, and
Make sure you don't say the name of the
I
convention.
won't say the name of Texicon because
Okay,
it would be
good.
bad to plug that podcast.
That's
or
probably-
bad to plug that convention on the podcast.
That's probably true.
It was going to be a War Machine Weekend qualifier, but then we decided to play Mark III because nobody wants to play
Because
Mark
you
II
were
anymore.
smart.
Bunch of anarchists.
Yeah, that's right. We don't follow the rules.
You should've
Where
just-
we're going, we don't need
You
rules.
should
funny.
have just told Carl you were playing Mark II and then... Audible, we're playing Mark III at this event.
Yeah, that wasn't my call.
I know.
But
That's interesting. So you're the anarchist, but I threatened to burn the building down like 23 times at Privateer
yeah,
Weekend.
and you get to keep your qualifier.
I know.
That's weird. Pre-measuring definitely positively affected, like just the mood at every table. There, like you said, there's no gotchas.
It's a lot less tense. It's
Yeah,
a lot
it
more
is-
laid back.
yes.
Which is, I think, is going to help the casual scene. Not only because generally casual players don't put as much effort into learning how to like judge distances, but they don't get caught by the gotchas, so they're never in that bad mood. They don't feel cheated, and they also just can be more relaxed about the game.
I'm also
And-
hearing people ask about threat ranges more.
You also like
As they
there.
can measure it.
Because you can literally just measure it.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to start just throwing dice down like Brandon does. That's actually pretty useful.
Yeah,
and,
I'll
and
measure a unit's
faster.
threat range and just do a big arc of dice, and I'll just know that that's how far they go.
Yeah,
and
I've
it
done
really it allows you to visually perceive their threat ranges instead of mentally perceive their threat ranges, so you can think about other things while you're playing.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times where like I ended my turn and they started pre-measuring and stuff, and I was like, I didn't need to put my stuff in threat range,
It's
and
like,
I could have
and they start
easily.
pre-measuring. You're like, I easily just gave you like a unit of guys I didn't need to
Yeah.
because I just was lazy, or just forgot I could do it.
I do. I hope
Is it going to come to situations where people still start giving you a couple models and then just so you want
to
to come
initi-
forward and
just to
initiate
initiate
the
trade.
combat?
Well, hopefully,
Oh, yeah.
Steamroller forces you to come forward.
Yeah,
That's the point.
just play
I mean-
Linebreaker.
All the time.
I live in Linebreaker.
I read on the forums and somebody was like, I played a game, it was Linebreaker, and it was Sloan versus Ossian, and I felt like I was playing 40k.
That sounds fucking miserable.
Yeah, it did.
And the sad part is the scenario's way
But
better
you know
than
what?
the 40K
Those two players deserve each other, so I don't feel bad at all. Play Crix and run at your enemies like you're supposed to.
Look, I took 50 Mechanithrals. I'm good at the game. I bet that's what that means.
Yeah.
If there was a skill-based list in the game, it'd probably be Mechanithral spam.
You can take 50 with Scar 1.
Can take 50.
I
with
built
Star
that
Wars.
list.
That way you can kill yourself 4 times over. One thing I do like to do with pre-measuring, though, is I'll measure out proxy bases before things activate to see if what I'm going to do works, and then I'll just leave the proxy base
I've done that several
where
times.
it's supposed to end up, and then that way it's not only a reminder of don't block your fucking charge lane, but that way I'm just like, he's going to activate move here, I'm within, and then I place him on the proxy base. It's just so much easier and cleaner.
Yeah, no, pre-measuring is like the best change.
Yeah.
could have made.
We played about 30 games or so of Mark II or Mark III before I went to Predator Weekend, which was Mark II, and it was painful to go back. It was really painful. Not necessarily just because of the pre-measuring and like the army lists that were in play, but just it felt so much harder to play the lists I was playing on a 60-minute death clock. 3 of the games I lost, all 3 games that weekend, 2 of them were because of clock. Twice I was playing Jason Watt, and I was like, I have won this game, but don't have the time to meet a victory condition. Like, I had beat him on attrition, and I just could not get the game closed out in the amount of time I had left. And because I'm playing units, like this many units, and I'm taking time to think about everything. And it's just, I wasn't at practice with my list necessarily, but like I played a list I had never played before in the normal event.
That seems like a winning strategy.
Yeah.
It was
It won
Butcher
me a game.
3. Was it Butcher 3?
There you go.
No. The list I never played before was Karchev.
Oh.
I mean, I'd played Terminus like twice
You've
before
played, like,
Texicon.
I played Karchev a lot.
80
but I didn't-
games of Karchev,
I
so
didn't
I'm
play
pretty
that
sure.
combination of models, which is a little bit strange to me because I normally have like Gorts and Avalanchers and like Spriggans and
Yeah, bro.
and a Marauder. I didn't have those key influential pieces. I had to play with like Behemoth and Beast 09.
Yeah, that's terrible. And your Behemoth doesn't just like auto boost
I
everything.
know. I was
and
like, I had Behemoth on the table. I'm like, all right, so he's gonna go up here and not do a fucking thing. like why isn't he killing that heavy at like 20 inches away? Like, what's going on
that
here?
doesn't seem like the Behemoth I know
Yeah.
and love.
Yeah. Where's the Behemoth that kills like storm walls in one hit? Like, I want that guy.
AoE 4 on the Behemoth is a big change.
And the I think the reason we feel that way is because no one's played anything but Behemoth that has a Bombard. Like, Bombards are just really good.
I actually think Destroyers might be pretty
They
good.
might be really good.
Yeah.
They're not powerful, though.
No, they're not. But they have
They're
crit.
not.
They have crit
But
amputate.
allocating one focus to them gives them a 1 boost on damage rolls and the obvious boost to hit. They're same rat as Behemoth. And they're 8 points less than Behemoth.
So Behemoth is better because he's
Yes.
does the work
No,
of
he,
more than 2.
That's always
Behemoth is
been
clearly better than a Destroyer.
that's always been the problem with the Destroyer though, is you're just like, well, I could pay 8 points more and get 2 Destroyers. And now they have powerful shot.
Yep. They don't have the attacks of 2 Destroyers. Like, Behemoth's melee attacks are amazing, but he has a very small area in which
sure.
he kills things.
Sure.
Where I think you might see Zerkova 2 lists where you see, like, Behemoth and, like, 2 Destroyers.
Because of Sacrificial Lamp.
Or even, yeah, because of Sackland, but also you'll see, like, Beast 09, or not Beast 09, but Black Ivan.
Yeah, I can see that.
Black Ivan is just a better, he's 2 points, or 3 points more than your standard
Plus
Destroyer.
1 rat.
I'd
Plus
probably
1 rat. And a lot of people don't realize, but he's got point blank. I think I pointed this out today or yesterday, but
Oh, it's point blank now.
Yeah,
yeah,
saw
he
that.
has point blank on a Bombard, which is still half-inch melee, not 1-inch melee, but you can
makes
Fury
him
him.
rat 7.
You can Fury him, and it's a melee damage roll, so you get the bonus, so it goes to POW 17, POW 10, And then, like, if it was Butcher 1 Furying him, now you could feat. That's 3 dice damage, pound 10. Like,
seems okay.
it doesn't, but it's not terrible because it gives Butcher a boostable gun on the approach.
Yeah, no, it seems.
And he's got Crit Brutal on his melee weapon, which you really hope he doesn't hit. Because he comes in at pound, like, 19 on the claw.
Yeah. Yeah, pound 19 Weapon Master is pretty good right here.
Yeah.
And with full throttle, he has 3 days to hit all the time.
Exactly, so he crits more often. This guy is unbelievably broken. He's actually just okay, but he's still good.
It only takes, like, all of your caster's resources to make him that good.
Everyone I talked to at Privateer Weekend was like, so you've been playing Khador for Mark III so far? I was like, yeah. They're like my starting faction, so I feel like I'm finally justified for playing them for 6 years. and they're like, so yeah, like Beast of Nine ruin every list, right? And I'm like, I have played like 1 game with Beast of Nine or Ruin in my list. And they were like, what?
The
like,
rest of it is
stand. I was like, you don't need them.
Drake Behemoth,
Yeah.
and then Juggernauts because they trade up.
Yeah, it's like, if you take Ruin... Beast 09, like, that's like almost 4 Juggernauts. Like,
I almost
did
feel
you
like-
do that math? I did that math.
I don't think you
I
understand how
almost
good
feel like
Juggernauts
Ruin
are.
is like, did I take Butcher? Then maybe I take him.
I know, like, there
I
are
wouldn't
very
Ruin
few
outside of
lists I would
Butcher.
take
Right.
Ruin.
Because
I
now
think
he's a
exactly
speed 6 charge
he's
for
exactly
free
where a
war
character
jack.
should be. He's slightly better than a normal Jack, but noticeably better with his
Yeah,
cast.
just
That's
like-
exactly what they should be.
Just like Zerial.
yeah.
Or Proteus. Yeah.
So you think
And Typhon.
Ace is
Typhon
correct?
is pretty good.
You think Ace is correct?
I think Ace...
Yeah, I think so.
One of Ace's rune shots should probably be Armor Pierce POW 6.
That probably would fix him just fine. And
Because
maybe
he doesn't
at that
get it with
point-
anyone
Yeah.
but Kane.
At that point, he probably could have been 13 points or something like that.
Yeah.
You'll still see him with Kane, though.
Very rarely, I think.
I don't think so. I think you'll see him with Kane.
He's POW 12 on his gun?
Yeah.
He's a hand cannon.
It's range 14, right?
Yes.
Okay, POW 12.
He
Okay.
doesn't have long leash.
That was the part that really...
But that's-
he
that's not
lost
a big
the rule
deal.
and went up a point.
But
He's
you
not. That's not a big deal. You want him to be close
Yeah, you want him to
because
be
he's
close to
going
your
to
caster.
infiltrate your caster.
that also seems way less powerful.
Does he have girded?
No, nothing has girded anymore in Signar.
That seems less powerful.
You have to take the objective. Bunker is good, though.
It is. I take it just so people don't shoot it or magic it now.
No, of the objectives, it's like girded or stockpile. I feel like, or girded bunker or stockpile are the two best
Ash
ones.
is situationally brilliant.
I actually like the Arcane
Yeah,
Wonder.
the 4-inch cloud is
the
not
4-inch
bad.
cloud that doesn't expire when it goes away. Like, the objective dies, the cloud's in play for a round. That's amazing. Especially with, like, Zerkova 1.
Yeah, who you'll probably never see, so don't worry about
Clouds.
it. She seems so good.
The only thing she doesn't do is fix armor. Like, so
That's why you take Ragman.
That's why you take Butcher 1 as your other list.
Or that too.
You take Ragman in both lists.
I'm thinking Zerkova 1, Irusk 2. Just go for the completely obvious pair.
They're both infantry casters, though. Like, if
I don't
someone
think
took the time to build that list, you lose. The list that kills infantry, like, you lose.
So, like,
The
if-
list-
what
the
do you
list
play?
they
Like,
praise on the-
Sevi 2.
Is either one of those lists
Well,
good
72
against Kara Sloan?
Yeah, I don't want to play into that.
No.
And you're gonna.
That's the negative. Like, you need the
Yeah.
Vlad or something
Sevi
like
2
that.
with
Yeah,
2
you probably
Vanquishers, you're like, good game, bro. Like you just fucking got right.
Because Kara Sloan likes shooting both of
Well,
those
72 will
casters.
never see play. He seems really bad.
Yeah, don't play Sevi 2 because
I mean,
he, like, ignores clouds with his
I'm
gun.
totally just going to disrupt all of his warjacks anyways.
Yeah,
Does-
I mean, it's just
Yeah,
a game.
Not with damage-causing disruption, you're not.
or with non-magical disruption-causing attacks.
Yeah, those things.
Don't need to be on damage. You're just going to
Iris
reload.
too.
Don't forget
Just
he's
going to
probably gonna have a
reload
Templar with
Striker
Shield Guard
1 and
or
shoot 2
Devour.
warjacks.
His feat is so infuriating, too, because you're just like, oh, those, like, important models you need that you're protecting well through positioning?
Yeah. I killed you.
Yeah, they're just dead.
That's why it's a good
and I
thing
didn't have
Haley
to-
3 has Power Field on all of her echoes.
That is a good thing.
That's so stupid. Why is that a rule?
Because if you arc
Because-
shield them, they take literally no damage when they Power Field that feat.
Dumb. Can we just look at, like, Doomy 1 for a second, too? How has that caster got better?
I don't know.
By, like, a large, large
you know what?
margin.
You know what I hate?
His Warbeast got worse.
You know what I hate? No, they didn't.
Muller's 15 points.
Mulg is not that good anymore.
Mulg
He's
is
still
not
fine.
broken anymore.
He's still fine.
I think
Mulg is still really good.
I think-
Look at his stat fine.
I think Earthborns are still fine.
Earthborns are okay. They're situational.
They're cheap.
They're
But
situationally
they're not
cheap.
supposed to be. I'm the alpha heavy, like
And-
he was.
And
he's
what
not
happens
now.
when you play against the Signar army that's all lightning and you just say, "Here's my middle finger"?
Or just fucking like Legion. He's immune to fire.
Yeah, he sure
He's
is.
immune to
You're like,
everything.
hey, look, I found a wall, guys, and you're like, God damn it! It's like armor 22 immune to fire for Legion.
What do we do?
And 4 points of that is armor buffs you can't ignore.
Yep.
Like, what does Legion do to that? Like,
And you
Typhon's
can-
like, I'm so
And
sad.
by taking a Mauler, you can guess what? Give him +4 strength.
I know. That only puts him to like
19.
Yeah.
He seems
But
pretty
he
good.
lost to Fury, so he's
He
garbage.
did. Maulers are still Fury 5. Who told
Yes,
me they were
that's
4?
the only
No,
thing.
Maulers are still Fury 5.
Yeah,
They're still
someone told me they were only
amazing.
Fury
It's
4,
the
and I was
only
like,
thing.
and then I looked up and I was like, oh, sad Mauler, and I'm like, wait, that's S5. I was like, woo! Like,
I'm pretty sure him
No,
and
Mold
him
went
and
to
Rock, I
4.
think, are the only things that are still 5 in that faction.
no, the,
I
Other
think
than the Gargantuans.
I think
but-
you'll see a lot of Rock.
No, Rock is good.
Rock's so
Rock is-
good.
It turns out he needed 1-inch melee. That's all.
Yeah.
Especially when you give him Field Marshal Overtake.
Turns out a lot of things only needed a 1-inch melee.
Berserk plus Overtake is good on a Mat 8 heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's why Erebus needs
What
to be
pisses
Mat
me
8.
off about I agree. What pisses me off about Doomy 1 is nothing to do with Doomy 1. It's that Veil. They talked a big game about how everyone is losing purification. They want upkeep to go away. Veil 2 is actually the only one who lost purification.
She has Chasten.
Yeah, she's chasing.
Yeah, whatever that is. That bad spell.
It's okay, but
Are you complaining she got a second nuke?
I mean, it's pretty
And can
sweet.
cast it like 5
It's
times?
pretty sweet that she did.
And it gets rid of one. It gets rid of the spell that matters.
Yeah, it's a... Yeah.
Like, when someone was like, "Yeah, she lost a blood. That
Okay,
sucks. Her
okay,
assassination's
who's better
gone."
at
I was like,
dispelling?
"No, it's not."
Who's better at dispelling, Carl? Morvana 2 or Veil 2? 100% Veil 2,
Yeah,
not
100%
close.
Veil 2.
Not close.
Yeah, it's true.
So, really Morvana lost purification.
It depends actually. Morvana's
No,
isn't bad because
it's
you
not.
have to pay damage to upkeep your spells.
That's true.
And
And are
if you're
you-
playing an upkeep caster with 3 spells, that's a shit ton of damage.
No,
at a certain
sure,
point.
Are you
It's
going to do that
per
against
spell.
one of the best
And
assassins
how does
in the
that,
game?
How does that work though? If she purifies and you're playing a 3 upkeep caster, is that one damage source so
No,
you can
it's per
power field
spell.
it all? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So you have to power field all of
Oh,
them.
you're
if you
saying
want to
the
avoid
damage applying?
Yes.
I believe it's simultaneous. It's from one effect.
Because that's worse. Because your
Yeah, 'cause
average
on
is going to be
average
5
is-
or 6, and you're going
Average
to
is
take
6, so
one
you take
damage,
1
and
point
I'm
of
gonna-
damage to keep your spells. But you gave up that focus.
You absolutely did.
Yeah.
I mean, it matters. And
It-
I haven't looked. Can she cast it twice?
No, it's
It's
once
a
per.
4, I believe.
It costs 2,
Oh,
But
no.
it's a once per
We're
turn.
but it's a
twos?
once per turn. Yeah.
Oh,
It
is
only
it
affects
okay?
enemies, right?
Yes,
As where Doomies is dispel it and take the damage.
that's
It's,
yeah.
it's repudiate.
I want to
in a
see the
14-inch
Morvana
circle.
1 Doomy 1 matchup where, hold on, he casts Disillusion, she takes 3d3 for her upkeeps, then chooses to keep them for 3d3, and tries to transfer it and takes another d6. And then she just explodes.
And then the goat just explodes all over a circle army.
And like, this did not go as well as I was
You
hoping.
know what? Her goat can purify within 8 inches.
That is true.
true.
I did think about that. Now, War Machine casters can get fucked on Doomy 1's feet turn also.
Yeah.
Because they spend a focus.
Yep.
And that sucks.
Yep.
So
And now Doomy is like way better because you have to spend the focus. Like Mo hits you, is like, I'll transfer. Is like, take 5 more.
Yep.
I'll transfer that. Take 5 more. Like,
Seems bad, guys.
This is not
And all the
going
white players
as
are going
expected.
here. Yeah, it sucks.
yeah, that
You
seems
just
bad.
don't.
I'm gonna disillusion your arcane shield while I'll take the damage. You're like, okay. Are you gonna stop that damage? You're like, nope. Okay.
Do you take it?
Oh wait,
Do-
he
like,
sells
so-
harmonies. You could drop Doomy's upkeeps and cast disillusion twice.
Is that only. That has to be once
It's
per turn.
a 4.
It has to be once per turn.
What would you want to cast it twice for?
Make them take the damage again if they're Morvana 1.
That's literally what.
But see, like, if she just took the damage, would you be like, I cast it again?
But Morvana 1 is fucking garbage, so why would you even.
Really garbage when she takes like 12 damage for free.
Over 14 boxes.
Yeah.
And her 15-13 stat line.
Yeah, those casters are OP.
I'm checking. I just, it doesn't even matter. I just have to know.
It wouldn't make any sense for it to be just once per turn, because it doesn't matter.
Unless you forgot to pre-measure.
Yeah, it doesn't
We're 14 and a half away from that unit with that upkeep. And now you have to walk forward and cast it again because you really needed that gone.
And you're an idiot. Everyone seems generally positive on changes to Mark III. What is everyone's least favorite rules change from Mark II to Mark III? Least favorite.
Eyeless sight.
Losing the ability to see through force?
Yes. Because fuck Wormwood.
Fair.
Rules change?
Rule book change.
Rule book.
Yeah,
So-
not cards. Rule book.
So baseline rules. I miss push.
Don't lie. Just say which. If you can't think of anything, that's fine.
I don't
That's
know.
a good thing.
I don't have one right now.
Headbutts are still a power attack, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Overall, I think they made Jack Marshall a little bit too complicated over what it was.
I kind of agree.
But it was. The problem with Jack Marshall is it seemed simple, but was not. There was a lot of nuances to the rule, like must be within command range when you need the ability, and like what abilities you could do and couldn't do. Like you couldn't shake, but you could buy attacks. You
But
couldn't
units
power
used to be
attack,
able to Jack Marshall and pass Jack Marshall down, so they weren't god awful at Jack Marshalling.
and that might still change, but we'll see.
It's just kind of odd the way they've changed it.
Yes,
compared
I
to-
don't disagree. I think it's
I think it's more odd and not.
it is more
different.
is definitely more complicated
Yes.
and probably better than it used to be.
I'm
but
not
definitely
really
more
sure
complicated.
That
why
would
they
probably
dropped
be the
it to
biggest
1.
negative change for me.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get people to not like spam redeemers.
Gun mages used to be good at Jack
Well, they
Marshalling.
did a good job at
Carl
that.
did like a fake vomiting face. He's like, "Ugh." Like,
They did a
can you
great-
imagine if you could spend 10 points on Bastion Seneschals and you had 4 redeemers that were immune to crippled systems? I'll take that free strike. Did you one-shot me? I'm fine. Like, great. Mindy Nation, you die? Yeah, I figured.
Now I'm going to shoot this gun 3 times because
Because get
3
wrecked.
years of playtesting,
Yeah.
I guess.
Also, I don't lose my focus because my cortex isn't crippled. So you power them up twice, and they walk out of melee and take 30 damage to the one. They're like, I'm fine. Like, great. I was worried you might not be. Fuck piece of shit. Alright, so the thing I dislike the least is not being able to charge your own models. I understand the reasoning behind it, like they want Krios 1 to threat the extra 3 inches, I guess. Unless they had an enemy to charge. But you can still slam your own models?
Yeah, it's weird that, and you can still like shoot chain lightning at your own models.
like casters
and,
with like reposition go just as far. Like
yeah,
I don't know, it's just a lot of weird reasoning behind that specific change.
Yeah, but reposition, not all feats work off of that. Lots of times they're auras, or not auras. So
If they wanted to do that, they should have just fucking printed on the feet can't charge in feet. Like they could have just said that. And it would have been less weird in
that
my
would have
opinion.
been awful for some casters. Like Butcher 3 can't charge, and then feet
But
some.
they would, no, not saying feats in general. I'm saying they could have said this model
on the
cannot use this
specific-
feat on
okay.
turns it charges.
Specific feet. Okay.
Like say it's a star action maybe. Not an attack, but an action. Star action feat. Like you could have done things like that to stop those extreme threat ranges. Or you could have just changed the range of the feat. They could have just said, this feat is only range this.
they did
Models
that.
within X.
Harbinger
like
has
Harbinger?
a range 10 feet.
Yeah. Exactly like that. They did that, but now you can't
It
charge
should
in,
be POW 20.
like so like if I leave one of my own models in the way and I don't have a gun left, like I have to slam my own model with my heavy, like why can't I just charge it? Like it's the intent doesn't change. Like you can't say he doesn't want to charge his friend, but I'll slam him into his own buddy. Like it's like I've got a mechanic sitting next to a demolisher.
It's
like,
weird, yeah, I
I'll
agree.
slam him into that, causing him to pulp to instant death. But nah, if I hit him with my fist, he might live. Like that's just stupid. It doesn't make sense.
It is weird. Yeah, I agree.
That's the rule I don't like.
It's
I
just
understand why they did it. I'm not saying it was a horrible change. I just don't like it.
really what it sounds like you don't like is their justification for changing it.
The justification changed the base rules of the game instead of fixing the actual problem. They treated the symptom without treating the problem, which is just generally causes issues when you need to get one of your own models out of the way. Like, what if I wanted to charge my own guy because he's like out of formation?
Well, you can shoot your own guy still.
I know, like it doesn't stop the intent of killing your own models intentionally. You just can't charge them.
And I actually liked coming when I came to War Machine 5.
I like that it wasn't like you
Yeah.
can't attack friendlies. Like, okay, I can understand from a thematic point why you can't, but
But I like the tactical options of like, shit, that guy's standing where my caster needs to stand. Well, sorry,
Yeah.
bud.
favorite change in the rulebook.
In the main rules,
The core rules.
Pre-measure.
He took it first.
I assumed someone was going to say it.
I don't know. I think Power Up is just a little bit better.
Power Up opens up a lot. I like the...
Not if you're a Hordes player, Jeremy.
I don't know if this counts as the main rulebook change, but I like the
That's a different
granularity
game.
of melee ranges now.
No, that's definitely a basic rulebook change.
Like half inch, 1
Yeah,
inch, and
that's
2 inch.
definitely.
Like it is amazing how much 1 inch reach opens up melee units that would never see the table before.
Oh, yeah.
Because half inch reach is just
I don't know
garbage.
if a lot of people have actually checked.
Like
but
Bane Thralls are totally good
you
now.
can basically create 2 consecutive rings around a large base now with, or pretty much any base, but it works with large bases specifically. So
Because
you
you
can,
fit them in the nook.
yeah, even without taking a free strike, you can get like 9 small bases on a heavy now if they have 1 inch melee. It's a big change, and some people don't realize that how big that half an inch is.
Yeah.
Nope.
I agree.
I don't.
Well, even if you have like Mechanothralls with half inch, you can charge them in first to get base, and then charge your 1 inch troops
Yeah.
around outside them,
Yep.
like your Bane Thralls. And then you have like your Bane Knights outside of them, and you just got this like concentric circle of Crix models.
Why is it still alive?
Because they're Crix models now, and they're garbage.
As a mercenary player that has arc nodes, I don't like it.
It engages more of your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that pre-measuring is necessarily the thing I like the most, more than just how clean the game gets when you allow pre-measure. So Max said pre-measuring.
That's not a rule change.
It's not a rule change. So assuming pre-measuring is off the table, which I actually was hugely against pre-measuring before I tried it.
You were a whiny little bitch.
I hated pre-measuring because I felt like my benefit I've had for playing for 10 years has been that I can pre-measure already.
Yeah.
40K now?
I love making Spence completely pissed every time we played because he's like, I'm engaging. I'm like, no, you're not. He'd have to like get his widget and check and like 16th off. Like, God damn it! Like, I'm gonna shoot you now. He got so mad. It was great. I would definitely say power up then. If not,
It's
Power
already been
Up is-
taking 2. God.
did Jeremy say power up?
Yes.
I thought you just said you thought it was better. Okay,
No.
so you're taking power up. You're taking pre-measure.
What about Spirit Bond, bro?
I don't know. I haven't played
I
the
think the
Hordes
term
yet.
I generally use is hot garbage.
It's not hot garbage, but it's not.
It's not, but
It wasn't a fix that's actually really going to impact the game very
how
much
about-
anyway.
Not at all.
how about laser guided throws? Let's go with that then.
The thing about that is throws were already fairly laser guided.
They were pretty accurate.
They were, because scattering a D3 means you generally hit what you were throwing anyway. So, yeah, it's auto hit now, which is better, but was already pretty good.
And it's not auto hits, it's just situationally auto hits. I know
Right.
they wanted to get rid of the deviation because if you throw and you're like a quarter inch away from what you were throwing at, you had a 50% chance of hitting them, which is better than, like, I don't know,
Well,
making the attack roll, I guess? I don't know.
Also, the wording they were doing in that was kind of odd. It's like, you go to this point and then you deviate from that point.
Just generally how they
and then-
cleaned up power attacks wording.
Throws are definitely more simple, which is good because like nobody knew how throws work.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anyone abuse a laser guided throw yet, which
I have.
which means like it basically will never happen.
I have.
I don't play Warjacks with open fists.
You should. I'm telling you, Cyclones.
Juggernauts have open fists.
I don't play Warjacks. Actually, Centurion or whatever he's called probably has one. Stormcloud.
Ironclad.
That's another
Stormcloud
reason.
does.
That's another reason the Carnivian's better than Scythians, by the way. Open fists.
Scythians just kill what they attack. So
Yeah, they do. You're right.
that's how that works.
Now the swamp forward.
So just think about that.
Awesome.
So when those consecutive rings of models charge your Carnivian and kill it,
and-
you charge them with a Scythian, and you Thresher. All that shit's gone. Better than a Carnivian.
Fine. Better than a Carnivian in that specific.
It's not that specific.
Except, like, it's a Carnivian, so really only 3 Mechanothralls charged that had died.
Yeah. But you get all 3 of those Mechanothralls with your
Oh,
Scythians.
come on,
true.
he's 1120.
Not often.
He's commonly 11-20.
Mechanic rolls are dice off 7.
Yeah, because Crix doesn't have any ways to get that
They
higher.
don't.
But if they parasite your Carnivian, they're going to feel bad about it.
Because it's a Legion heavy that they wasted.
They don't need the
Yeah.
debuff. Yeah. If they have to admit that they needed a debuff to kill like a Legion heavy, then they're gonna feel bad.
They'll just immediately quit the game
Yeah.
and say apologize and go home. Throw away all their models.
And Denny's basically unplayable now because she doesn't get minus to focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't play Sevi 2, don't play Iros 2, and don't play Denny 1. Anybody else? Anyone?
Sorcerer
Zerkova.
1.
Don't play Sorcerer 1, don't play Zerkova. These are all just garbage
Veil
casters.
2. Don't play Veil 2.
Veil
She's
2 is
garbage
really
caster.
bad.
Yeah.
All the Haleys are really bad.
Yeah, don't play those.
Actually, Haley 1 is kind of legitimately not great.
She's legitimately
That's
fine.
what we're talking about. We're talking about all the not great casters.
Okay, good. Well, then Haley 1.
She's legitimately fine, actually.
She's worse than Karaslow, and she's like the same.
She's worse than Sylvester.
Oh yeah, don't play Kara. She like it looks good on paper. It doesn't work.
It really
don't,
doesn't.
Don't play that.
It doesn't really work.
There's no point.
Kane 2 doesn't work either. Don't play him.
We'll play Kane 1 if everybody's taking infantry.
The thing I think I like the most about Mark 3 is it seems like there are some obvious winners and some obvious losers. Sorry, Scorin. But it seems like faction
They
parity.
didn't have that far to fall, at least.
Well, you're right. But they did fall, and it still amazes me.
Apparently, there was a negative on that chart. I actually don't think they're that bad, but
I think-
but God, they're salty. Those Scorn players.
I haven't even looked at the cards, and I own the faction.
I just like to imagine they're out in their yards swearing and burning cards. Like, that's all I can picture.
We still need to have a Mark II card bonfire. I'm telling you, we need a giant metal trash can and just fill it half full of cards and gasoline.
Everyone's cards are laminated, so everyone just gets cancer at that bonfire.
That's
Are you
okay.
insinuating you don't have cancer?
No, I'm not.
I mean, if we go to California, literally everything causes cancer.
True. No, but it seems like
Even
faction.
cancer medicine causes cancer.
It usually does, actually, but we're getting off topic. Faction parity seems like a lot better.
Like, there's not an obvious winner, or
There's an obvious. I mean, I think
there's obvious
There's a
losers.
few obvious
Yeah,
losers.
there's a few obvious
there's
losers.
a few obvious losers. Crix and Scorn are probably the losers, but everyone else, I have a hard time.
It might have been really just paranoia of how good they would be when you require people to take 4 heavies. When you're like, your list must include 4 heavies, build a list, and then you're like, who am I playing against? You're like, playing against Crix, and you're like, really? Like, really? This is the world I live in?
But Crix also has to take those heavies.
Yeah, but-
and Crix heavies did not get buffed.
They reduced the cost. That clearly makes them playable.
Yeah, it does. When their arms fall off because a Winter Guard rifle corps looked at them.
just because of that one game, when I literally crippled 4 arms with about 10 guns. That was the stereotypical game of ever. Like, that game was amazing.
That's the reason why you don't play Crix Warjacks.
It is the reason why you don't play Crix
And
War.
Carl was like, yeah, you're right, Max. These are terrible.
These are terrible. Scoop immediately. I'm going back to Legion because these heavies are too easy to kill.
Oh, in a world where the 11-18 stat line's better. Oh, shit.
You need to play more Angels, I think. I think that's what your problem with Legion is.
I do need to play more Angels, especially with Rongai behind them. I agree with that. Because I don't know.
That doesn't stop the Rifle Corps from gunning 2 down a turn.
It doesn't do that, no. I'll play Little 3. Yeah.
anybody-
Little
I
3,
only
I
have
think
to give one of them magical guns.
you don't take. No one has Iona and Holt anymore.
No, the objective does it.
Oh, shut up. No one takes that objective. It's not a stockpile and it's not a bunker.
It is not a stockpile. What do your Angels do when they get to 6 Juggernauts?
They punch one and then they stay
You
there.
kill 2. You
They
kill 2.
They
Yeah.
repulse.
The whole point of Little 3 is not killing the Juggernauts. It's killing what's behind the Juggernauts.
They need shadow fire on the Ravagore gun. That'll help. Everything
Fuck,
it
yes,
hits in
they
the 4-inch
do. I
AoE,
agree.
Yeah.
just shadow fire.
4-inch AoE
Max,
arcing fire.
I want to make you the next Privateer Press Games designer. That's what the Blightbringer should have had. Do you guys want to talk about some faction-specific stuff? Or
Sure.
I love Magnus 2 now.
Magnus
hate
2
Khador
looks
and I have
super
Behemoth
good.
Envy.
Yeah.
I played against him
You
this
Behemoth
weekend.
Envy?
Yes.
He had...
Why don't I have that in Kara Sloan?
Why don't you have one model that you can spend like all your battle group points on and just blow up the world?
It's not all of your battle group points. You're like...
Can we talk about how good powerful attack is for a second? Currently,
Yeah, we
how
can.
currently it is good. So let's say I'm shooting at a stealth model. Well, you can't actually legally boost to hit because it's stealth. You never get to the attack roll, right? So it scatters. Let's say you scatter onto 1 friendly, 5 enemy models. Now, if you boost powerful, you're going to have to boost damage on your friendly model here. But currently, as it's ruled on the rule forms by Dark Legacy, who is the Infernal that everyone listens to, you can, at any point during the attack, in between any of the steps, boost damage with powerful attack. Or just boost powerful in general. So you can roll damage on all of the models of yours that are under the template, and then declare powerful attack and spend your focus. Because it's before any of the boosts that you choose, you get to do it. And it does not apply to previous rolls. So you don't get boosted on your models, but you do get boosted on their models.
I feel like that's going to change.
That's not going to stay the same.
I feel like that's probably going to change.
Literally, it just doesn't even make any sense.
I mean,
you don't make any sense, Max.
It's pretty good for blasters too.
It's not. Oh, I mean,
sure. No, it's pretty good for blasters.
They want to be able to boost a hit.
Hits are first.
Guess so. Yeah. Let's say you're shooting other dwarves, hammer dwarves or something. It literally doesn't matter. I don't know. But
their models won't be hammer dwarves. I think it's pretty much AoE damage.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Still good.
It's a little dumb.
I mean, Khador needed that. They're slightly behind the curve.
Yeah, if only they had a way to make their shit immune to blast anyways.
I know. That came up multiple times in my games. I was like, yeah, I'll just throw that bombard into combat over there.
You're talking like Khador ever takes a blast damage roll ever.
They only have like 2 girded models.
Yeah, and like 1 million spells that make them all immune to blasts.
Not 1 million. It's like 8. I actually think it is 8.
You can't catch them all at once.
What? If you include all the instances of Iron Flesh plus
there's
Solid
still
Ground?
4 Iron Flesh casters, right?
Yeah.
And then Solid Ground.
Butcher 1, Irusk 1, Sorsha 2,
Old Witch.
Old Witch. Is that it?
That's it. That was it before. I don't think anyone
doesn't
gained
sound
Iron.
wrong. Yeah. I think there's only actually 5 spells.
Yeah, I think you're right. Which is basically 1 million.
It's pretty good. It's like 1 million.
Hellmouths and Legion have me super, super excited.
I think you're overestimating the Hellmouths.
I don't think I am. I
don't think you need them.
Really?
I don't think you need them to make a good list. I don't think every single list has them.
But they're 6 points and they're amazing, so why would you not?
They're good. They're very good.
I think you'll always take at least one. There are very few lists I could see not taking a Hellmouth. Little 3 probably won't take a Hellmouth. That's it? Maybe Little 2, I don't know.
What does it have? Armor 18, Impervious Flesh, 8 boxes or 10?
10 boxes.
8, I think.
Is it 8?
I think it's 8. Tentacles are 1 at Armor 18 as well.
Armor 15.
They're only 15. So if they're 15-1, I think it's 18-8.
Mm-hmm.
So right. 2 hunters might kill it?
Yeah.
Might, yeah.
I mean, you're only picking up 6 points.
Every time I've seen that game played, it doesn't. But that's because every single time Legion player's gotten lucky.
But, the thing is, though, at that point, you're taking 22 points of activations to pick up 6 points.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's mainly that. But the whole thing goes away if you kill the Hellmouth.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you don't want Hellmouths into, like, Kara Sloan anyway. Yeah. Like, if you're going to build a list for Kara Sloan,
there's a lot of lists with 2 hunters in them, though.
I'd rather, 2 hunters, half kill a Legion heavy, so I think I'd rather you kill my Hellmouths.
I absolutely agree. But if it's going to fuck up your scenario, then it kind of needs to be gone.
Although, there'll probably be a decent number of games where your opponent takes his Hellmouths and he puts them, way out on the edges. Mm-hmm. Way out on the edges, and then they don't do anything.
And they flank in.
They flank in?
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, they move up and then flank?
They perform a sweeping action.
Sweeping. It's like a stibble pincer.
It's pincer maneuver. An envelopment of Hellmouths.
Yeah, and then they realize it's out of command, and they're in trouble.
Yeah. That's basically what happens.
It's still a bunch of medium base models with Impervious Flesh in the way.
It's true.
It's not the worst thing ever, except
can they actually travel outside of command?
Yeah,
they can. They just have to run back immediately in the next turn because that's how command works.
You don't have to run back.
You can run 0.
Yeah, you just don't get to do anything.
Sure. I think they're pretty good.
So they can get to the max command of 8 and then place 5 inches the next turn, and that's the furthest they can get away.
I like the new Archangel too. I like the new Archangel a lot.
Archangel's really good. Now that he can move.
Speed
really
7
good.
Now he's allowed to use his rules he has.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know what really good means.
It's
way
good.
better than it was.
The New Archangel is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's the only thing in Legion
Are
that's
you
POW
one of
19.
the people that thought it was pretty good in the last edition?
No, I thought it was bad, but I thought it was very close to being playable.
Yeah, as in not good at all. I thought it was playable.
Well, I mean, like, Mechanothralls were playable in Mark II.
Mechanothralls were fucking broken in Mark II.
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
Its Animus isn't very good, but Speed 7 is a big deal, and the Reposition 3 is a big deal too.
Big deal.
And it's got a good gun. It's always had a good gun.
Was it only Speed 6 in Mark II?
It was only Speed 6 in Mark II.
So it got speed and an extra 3 inches of movement?
It had Ride By in Mark II,
Yeah.
so like if you wanted to advance 2 inches, then yeah, you could reposition, but that was never good.
I did that sometimes, but without pre-measuring, it was really hard to get efficient movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the reposition is so good, and then it hits so hard compared to Legion stuff. I do wish it was Fury 5.
That
Too
might
good.
be too good.
Too good, you think?
No.
Too good. That's a lot of attacks of POW 19 base.
It's like
I just find it hilarious that, like, models like this needed AoE 4 and powerful, but then, like, the Mammoth is AoE 3 now.
Too strong.
too strong. Yeah,
He gained a rat, though. He went up to the same rat as
yeah. The
Behemoth.
Mammoth is no longer the best gargantuan.
It was just not even still good, even though it was the best.
Yeah, it was still, like, unplayable.
It was still, like, to the point where let's take this 20-point model, let's
And then
spend
put-
15 points of support on it,
Yeah.
If you're stingy,
and if it
15 points of support.
does 50 points worth of work this game, shit's going well.
Yeah, no, Mammoths were never great, but none of the first Chrono Gargantuans were any good at all. I can't believe the Blightbringer didn't change.
I think all
with
those
the
came out with
getting
rules
better.
that they were pretty sure.
Yeah. You say that, but there's a lot of, like, end of Mark II releases that changed pretty significantly.
Like Linus.
Like Linus and Adroia.
They're, like, basically the same.
Yeah,
Like,
basically.
basically.
They didn't change at all, basically.
People are talking about playing those. They're like, hey, give it to Kane and he can pick location.
Yeah,
Is that all it does now? It gives them
Yeah, he
marksman?
gives a precision strike.
basically. I mean,
Applied knowledge.
Kane with grievous wounds, that kind of makes some sense, I guess.
Yeah, but that's like 5% of your list. Gone.
They're not 10. Are they 10 points?
5%. 5 points.
Oh, 5 points. That's right, they're 5 points. That's pretty cheap for 2 solos.
They lost their ability to, like, dual shoot everything. Just gutted.
They're not that good anymore.
We talked about what we liked as rules-wise and what we didn't like rules-wise. Let's talk about which factions we like the changes to the most. I'll go first.
So it's just going to be us jacking off about Khador for
No, you gotta pick one that someone else hasn't picked. I'm gonna go first, though.
Khador.
Hate
So Khador's good.
You lost.
I said I go first.
No, but Carl said it first, so you lose.
That's right.
You shouldn't have said I go first. You should have said Khador, because then you would have won.
So,
I believe we're saying it incorrectly.
I think everyone is under the
No.
impression that Khador is very strong in the new edition. A lot of people think they're the best. Some people don't. Those people are called wrong. Other people...
I think their warjacks are clearly the best, and their casters were super powerful in the past, and some of them got better.
Yeah. The thing I like about Khador, despite individual models, is that they play the way they felt like they were supposed to play in Mark II. Or just since Mark 1.
Yeah.
Their infantry is potentially amazing, but more so is just generally good, but not really strong. And their jacks are actually intimidating. Like, the whole point of their faction was supposed to be like, we're
All
basically
things that
everyone
Crix
else, but
lost.
super angry. And they actually feel that way. Like,
Yeah.
Chaosies will come in and murder you, but they're not like, we're only good because we're Defense 19, and that's a thing in
Crix
the game.
players would love it if, like,
I want to
Bane
see.
Knights were as good as Iron Fangs.
I want to see Shock Troopers on the table because I think Shock Troopers.
I'm going to play them
I think as a
tomorrow.
scenario
they're pretty
piece, they're
good.
pretty legit.
I think they kill stuff.
I mean, kind of. They don't survive after they kill things is the problem.
They
Still
only
armor
play.
17.
They only play well with damage buff casters, but
Sure.
I'm gonna try and convert my Manowar spam list from Mark II to Mark III, and I think it's just better.
I think the Kozlov.
I mean, does it have a lot of bombardiers in
the
it?
new caster Kozlov runs Shock Troopers very well.
Is it
He's not
tactical
the- he's not the
supremacy?
only one. Yeah, tactical supremacy, which you can hot swap now because it happens during activation instead
Yep.
of
Yeah.
at the end of the turn.
And
yeah, the thing
Covenant gives you +2, right? Desperate Pace.
the thing I'm super excited about for Khador is that they play the way I believe they were designed to play. It only took them 3 tries to get it right, but I feel like they got it right. Like, have you seen the Juggernaut card from Mark 1?
Are you saying that you're...
5?
Yeah.
That model was garbage.
Let me get your tiers straight. Best faction in Mark 1, dipped a little bit in Mark 2, best faction in Mark 3.
Were they the
had a
best
lot of
faction? They had the
downtime.
best caster.
They had
in
the
Mark-
best
I
caster.
thought Legion was the best faction in Mark 1.
I didn't play
play.
Mark 1.
As a faction, I from what I understand, they were the best.
I hear the most retarded things about the Khador casters from Mark 1, so I just assumed that they were the
Vlad
best
2 was
caster.
fucking
Slap
stupid.
Rusk 2 also.
In Mark 1?
Sorsha was
He had
supposedly
decapitation
stupid.
in Mark 1.
Just Irusk in general?
Yeah. Rusk 2 had decapitation in Mark 1.
With his sword and
With
game?
his sword, yes.
Let's talk about Haley 1 for a second then. Her temporal barrier made you fail charges and stop running. Yeah. Let's just talk about
was-
how that worked for a second
that
and
was
realize that he wasn't.
Dumb.
Yeah. That's why you saw nothing but mass gunline infantry.
Because Haley 1's the thing. Actually, I don't think Haley 1's that great in Mark 3.
She's fine.
She's
I'm not
fine.
saying she's great, but she's completely
not
fine.
Haley 2.
She's not Haley 2 or Haley 3.
I don't know if Haley 3 will make it just because infantry in general got easier to kill. But I don't know that...
It's not that easy to kill when you have none to target.
A lot of people just assume infantry dies for free. Also, let's just paraphrase this with... A lot of people are playing Mark 2 with Mark 3 rules.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like we're one of the metas that's actually playing Mark 3 at the moment. And maybe we're just crazy. That's definitely a possibility. But
we'll see you
Well,
at
and
Denver,
Trenchers- yeah,
goddammit.
we'll see you in Denver, and you better be ready for Mark 3. But because I see these people who's like, yeah, my Ossian list got a little bit better because I have Deadeye now. And I'm like... What are you going to do against models? Yeah, I guess you kill Mechanothralls.
Ossian's still good because he still has a feat turn. I mean,
He still has a
are
feature.
your rockets good?
Yes.
Okay, they take units of those.
They're okay if that's all you have. Like, if you don't buff them beyond that. But yeah.
And you can buff them with Deadeye and a feat
sure.
that gives them additional die damage.
But, like...
But Rhett
if that's the
also,
list
Rhett
you want to
also
build, why
took
don't
a
you play
hit.
Khador?
Rhett
Yeah.
also
You get more.
I just think...
because you don't get more.
I still think you probably
get
play
more.
Assyria.
Let me look
Instead
up
of
the
Ossian?
FA. It's a 4-man unit.
The Stormfall?
They're 2, I think. FA2.
They were FA2. Hold on, buddy.
True, you're right.
I'm pretty sure you can fit 12 rockets into a list.
Yeah, but that's garbage.
I
Is it?
don't know if it is.
It's pretty close.
I think the list is actually playable.
Yeah, I think that list is
I
actually
mean,
fairly
if that's
good.
the list you want to build.
So is 9 Hunters then, because you know who loses that match? The 9 units of frickin' Rifle Corps. Because your
No.
caster's
No,
dead.
I don't
No,
know that they
I don't
do.
think so at all.
I think your
Your
hunters
caster's
die.
dead.
No, my caster's Butcher 1 with Iron Flesh, so get fucked.
You still die.
That was a little more aggressive than I intended it to be. But,
Forest.
yeah, you stand behind a forest.
Found
or,
a forest. Good game.
I mean, the Hunters are dice off 4 on Butcher 1 with Iron Flesh on him. So you just
5.
full camps every turn.
How's it
Okay,
doing?
cool.
9.
You're right, dice off
Nice.
5.
5.
That's not a good look.
It's 18 shots. He doesn't have that many focus. Before Kara shoots him.
Also assuming no misses, but they are very accurate.
7s to hit.
They are
unless-
very accurate.
Even
But
if
the
he has
feet
a
shots
wall.
don't get boosts, so I mean...
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They don't boost damage.
They don't get
Right,
boosted.
they don't boost damage.
Right.
That's the important one.
But they chip in tons of damage that you're not going to want to transfer.
But if he finds cover, he goes to an 18, like... You're actually not super likely to hit him. Like, you're above average, but...
No, the
you're
feature.
You're gonna miss
50-50
some.
at
The
that
feature
point.
you're needing
at
9s.
Oh,
Yeah.
9s. Yeah,
I mean,
if,
9s,
especially if they
you're going
aim.
to miss like 30%.
Yeah.
And that's
you
even
should-
your aimings.
You probably still kill him.
I don't know that you do.
Sloane's 10.
Sure.
You might not.
She's also, what, dice off
8. Weapon Master.
Dice off 8? Yeah.
That's a good damage roll. That's 2 That's 3 focus on feet turn.
Well, but if she's
Gone.
boosting damage on him, then the hunters aren't. Like,
Right.
guided
Well, the
fire,
hun-
3
hey,
boosts, she's
you're-
out of focus.
You're apparently thinking that,
No, the hunters
that
get the
she
power
has
up.
the new feat. She
No, I'm
doesn't.
thinking
She
old
has okay, well, she has 9 shots. They all have power-ups, so they all get their initial shot
Yeah, they all get one boosted damage
They all
roll.
get 1 boosted. It doesn't matter.
I think Butcher...
I think if there's nothing to block line of sight to him, but
Yeah,
you got to kill the hunters or whatever jacks he takes for free in front of him
or you
first.
just shadow fire them.
Not with the 9 hunters. Like,
There's not a GMCA in that list?
no, it's 9 hunters Reinhold.
Oh,
Yep.
well, that seems bad.
It's terrible list.
So when you take a hunter out, that's 2 less hunter shots I have to live through. Mm-hmm. And that's also
Yeah, no, the basket's better.
It's still 19 shots. I don't think it matters. It depends. If you have cover, it's way better. But yeah.
If there's nothing that blocks line of sight on my side of the board, it gets harder. Despite they're really powerful right now, I think regardless of that, I like the way that they play. You want to take Warjacks as opposed to avoiding them like the plague.
Yeah, I agree.
And that was specifically Khador. I agree that Warjacks weren't nearly as good in Mark II, but Signar played Warjacks because they could make them work. Khador couldn't.
Retribution played Warjacks because they could... And Retribution bitched about their Warjacks.
Khador would drop 30% of their list on Warjacks and get 5% of the army's work.
Yeah.
Like, it was garbage.
Absolutely. Yeah, Khador Warjacks were really bad.
Yeah. And the changes they made weren't even huge. It was just they made them efficient and they made them accurate. And not even accurate guns. They just have accurate melee attacks.
Power Up is...
They're FA2. Boosh.
Power Up is very good. I don't think Khador is the best faction in the game, though. I think Menoth is.
You do think Menoth is number 1?
I do think Menoth is number 1. 72 is fucking bullshit. And
Did you play against 72? Is this why you're so hurt?
I did, yes. I won that game, but
What's so bullshit
You're
about
saying Field Marshal Vision is good?
it's okay. Yeah,
It's okay.
It's okay.
What if you had the ability to maybe crit disrupt on hit?
With a magical gun? That seems pretty good.
With the magical gun, yeah,
I mean, Stormcallers all have magical guns, so...
That does help.
sure.
Does it help Sevi not murder them all?
Uh-huh. Because he just goes, oh, I feed, and all your Stormcallers are dead. So,
It's like 6.
yeah. D3 plus 3. You can get 6 guys.
And whichever ones he doesn't is going to
You
go
take
free
9.
ashes to
That's not all of
ashes.
Yeah, casting a
He's
free
going to spend
spell
0
is
focus
so
and kill
dumb.
all of your Stormcallers.
Like, Krios 1 is still incredibly dumb. Thyra is stupid.
I
Thyra's
heard
good.
that was good. I haven't bothered to pay attention to it.
She picked up occultation. She's
has
naturally
an
stealth
natural
now.
stealth.
She has
That's the
upkeep
one that
that
gained
has
natural
its
stealth.
teleport.
Yes, she
That
has
happens at the end of the round. She just
Is
gets to
it
teleport 6 inches.
Oh, it's 6. Okay.
Which new teleport's actually 5, so it's better than
No,
teleport.
Gatecrasher's 5, teleport's 6 still.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep. The only thing that's 8 is Stoneport.
She has
I
Silence to
believe.
Death, which got better. Not Silence to Death.
No, she has Silence to
Yeah,
Death.
Silence to Death. So
Yes.
she gets the +2 damage from it.
They lost the transfer bullshit, but you still ignore tough.
Yes.
+2 strength and takedown.
It is
feet-
removed from play now as well.
Her feat is still really good. It was good before. I think
It was instant apparition.
yeah, it's instant apparition for her army.
It's like
It's when they activate, isn't it?
It's like Exelon's feet, but in reverse
Yes.
because it's all your shit.
Yeah, exactly. And pull up her card.
It's like almost as good as Scorpion.
Scorpion,
Sturgis. Get over
same
here.
thing.
Sturge is so bad. Still, that did not change.
In both factions.
He just looks so boring. It was like, guys, I made it work. I put down 9 models with cover fire, and I killed like 10 dudes. I'm like,
But hey,
yep, that's what a 50
If he
point
gets
list should do on
within
B
6,
turn.
if he
Kill
gets
10
within
dudes.
6,
Yeah.
6 within 6 inches of models, he pulls them within 3, and they take POW 12s. For everyone he kills, he gets to allocate that as focus to his Warjacks.
So now that she has
Yeah,
more,
except
Mind blown.
they all already activated to put down their cover fires.
no.
But now they have focus. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Does she have Stranglehold in Mark II?
I have no idea. I know she had place as feet.
Well, Stranglehold is an incredible spell.
She
And
has
she's got it.
occultation.
It's a good
too.
spell.
Occultation.
Especially when you have to spend 4 focus to run your 4 heavies.
Exactly. Yeah, she's got more.
You mean that as like warlocks do, you get to cast the spells on your card?
Yeah, it's kind of nice when
It's
you get to
pretty
do
nice.
that. Yeah.
I like how everyone that saw Strakov was like, he's broken now. It's like nobody's played him yet.
Tom
That's
played him
because-
at TexCon.
That's
won
because
it?
you're a
Did he
student.
win?
Yes, he actually won. He was the only person there playing
Are you
Khador,
kidding me?
and he won Texicon.
Of course he did, because he picked
Obviously.
the caster that did Morton Abra better
Yeah.
than Morton Abra. and decided to play that.
And people were...
Is he playing Butcher 3 Strakov?
No, he played Urisk 2, Sorcerer 1, Butcher, Strakov.
Oh my god.
Yeah, his games literally ended in 20 minutes. Just like they used to.
Sorcerer 1 Strakov and...
But Urisk 2.
Is he assassinating people with Urisk 2?
He, no.
Or is that just his all-comers list?
That's probably his all-comers list.
It turns out it's a pretty good all-comers list.
Yeah, he was bottom of one-ing people with Strakov because people didn't know that Beast 09 used to go 21 inches too.
Yeah. They're like, wait, why didn't you play him? I was like, oh, because he was still bad. Like, sending Beast 09 21 inches didn't win most games.
It does now.
Yeah, it does now.
Matt 10 Beast 09.
Matt 10 Murderous Beast 09.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Why did Murderous not lose being an imprint? Like, why did that become a rule just on Warjacks?
Because they wanted to make it better. Or Beast 2.
It was good already.
Sure.
It's alright. I mean, he hits most things.
At Matt 10 boosted.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not boosted.
because
You can
like if
also
it's
boost.
an angel,
Oh,
he
that's
needs.
true. It is
If it's an
additional.
angel, he needs a 4 to hit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. He doesn't get the 3 dice against Angel.
No, he doesn't because it's not a warrior model.
Can we talk about the alright bears that are great?
They are pretty good.
Everyone's like great bear. Like, when I talked
What
to Nigel about
character
great
unit
bears.
is even as close to as good as those now?
I think the Black Frost Shard
Black Frost Shard
Black Frost Shard is still
pretty
good.
insane.
better. Just because of the
What's their
support they
point
give
cost?
your
Are they
armor.
9?
They're 9 points. Yeah.
9?
Same as
Wither
Great Bears.
Shadow.
Wither Shadow got worse. I mean,
They did get worse, but they're still very good.
they're good, but
Were the
don't-
Great Bears the best in Mark II?
I think so.
I think they
for
were.
a work piece, absolutely.
Yeah, no
Oh,
character,
definitely work piece.
no character
but
unit could give you that many
I
points
mean,
back.
it was
they
the
don't
only
kill
thing that was
Stormwalls by
even
themselves.
No.
the only
Yeah,
thing that was
typically
even
not.
close to a utility and / other thing standpoint was maybe Black 13th, but they're fucking
they were 4
a shadow
points.
of themselves now.
Yeah, they're not good anymore.
They went up in cost and lost all their special rules.
They got a new special rule.
I didn't realize that rule wasn't per shot; it's per model.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
thought it was pretty
If
like.
it was per shot, you'd be like, well, they're just auto-include with Haley Watt.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
That's
last one's like
that
pound
is
20.
That is exactly what I did. Exactly what
And
I
you
did.
temporal barrier, and you're like,
And
well,
after
I'm just
that,
rat
did
10
you get
now.
sad?
They did, because then someone was like, "That's not how that works," and I'm like, "But
I wrote it on the paper.
I already started this tournament, and I can't throw these garbage models away now."
Nice.
wasn't a good look.
So I like Kador. You think Menoth is best?
I think Menoth is best.
Alright,
Yeah.
Interesting. So 72 is good so far, is all I've heard. Turns out Redeemers are kind of...
Redeemers are.
I would like to use the term almost playable.
Yeah.
I like how you
Where's
explain.
the Krios 9 Redeemer list?
Krios 1 is insane still for some
Krios 1
reason.
9 Redeemers. Where's
just-
that at?
Are they all... Can you get 9? You can't get 9.
They're 11.
Sevi 1 is
They're hunters.
12.
Oh, they're 12?
They're 12.
Sevi 1 is
You can get
also
8.
really, really good.
Yeah.
Turns out when you just get Eye of Menoth as an ability,
Hey,
Yeah,
well,
you can't purify that off anymore.
Don't
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Churches don't pay taxes.
that's true. They don't.
They don't have to pay that tax.
What if they just give him...
Blind 1 should get Signs Importance as an ability.
I agree.
It seems fair and balanced.
I emphatically agree. I'll just play test that for you.
But see,
Are you busy
Eye of
tomorrow?
Menoth is only half as good as
Because
Sign
I can
Importance.
cast Blood Kings and Windwall
Yeah.
and Signs Importance.
It's pretty good.
So Max, what faction did you like the changes of most?
Crix.
I just want to be clear. I don't.
You like the Crix changes the most?
I don't like.
Because it solidified that I was playing Signar because I'd started that change in Mark II
Alright.
just to play something different, and then I saw Crix and I was like overcome with joy. I was like, there's no thought in this.
There's no... It's like when 40k got real bad. You don't feel bad for leaving.
Hey, when Mark III
Actually, they'll probably be fine. They just need some working out in the
Mark III
meta to
started-
find a spot for they can
Yeah.
find their lists.
They're the boogeyman like they should have been. Instead of being the boogeyman and the good faction, they're just the boogeyman.
Yeah, they will. If they will not allow the meta to become just
They'll
Jasper.
normalize the meta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what they should have done.
So you're saying when Mark III started, I shouldn't have started playing Crix?
I'm just saying,
I was the
Of
only
the factions I've seen you play, it's been Crick's Legion. It's been interesting.
I've only.
I wonder what would happen if we gave you a good faction.
Legion is a good faction.
I used to be the only
You
Crix
say
player
that.
in this freaking town.
Crix is not a good faction, but
Not currently.
they're okay.
Yep.
They've
Probably
had
have,
some.
they have some tools, but they need to figure out what the meta is going to do before they can figure out how their lists are going to work. I think.
I don't understand why you're not playing Legion. Like I
don't understand why he's not
that you're
playing
slightly
Khador.
down on Legion because the Hellmouth isn't out.
I'm waiting for the Hellmouth
But
Why aren't you playing Khador?
why
because I don't own a
does
Khador
not
army
playing
yet.
No, I
Legion
thought you
now
did.
make you better at playing Legion later?
I don't want to proxy
you
Hellmouths
Have you
as
seen
re-
Dragon Ball Z when they take the weights off and they're like super amazing? Like,
Didn't you totally
Like, I played
put together-
Khador with Karchev as my main list.
Did you put together
Like-
Winter Guard infantry?
I did. Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, the Rifle Corps.
Oh, you put together. Okay, thank God.
Yeah, I know.
Infantry, the unit type, not the concept of infantry.
Yeah, I was like, Winter Guard infantry
Yeah.
models. I put together infantry models.
Yeah.
They just had,
Good ones,
they
yeah.
had rifles.
Yeah, they have these sweet rifles that are range 14 with CRA.
Shit.
Yeah. Why did they get CRA?
For 13 points, no
I
less.
bitched so long in Mark II that they did not have CRA. I'm
It
like,
made sense,
they're
though.
strictly worse than every unit in the game.
No, they
That's-
weren't.
They were really not good.
I played them
Range
with Vlad
14
1.
things that can shoot things.
They were at 5. Joe helped, but they have the worst stat line fucking ever. The 12-13.
Okay, welcome to Long Gunners.
They're still 12-13.
I'm pretty sure Long Gunners are 13-12.
They're 12-12 now, so...
They are 12-12 now? Good. Fuck them.
Long Gunners seem pretty useless.
They seem to be
You're
as
useless.
No, that might be
well.
true.
So I'm going to start playing 2 units
Seems fine.
Seems okay.
with Siege only.
And then I'm going to
Can I
argue.
fit them all in a foxhole?
I'm then going to
No.
argue with my opponent for an hour about if the wall template goes away or not.
What's the argument on that?
It's a wall, not a template.
Oh, like the actual terrain level
Like the
piece?
terrain goes away.
I assume that's not how that works.
That's not how that
Okay.
It should be.
But explain to them that you read it on the rules form, and you're
I've read it
fine.
on the rules for him.
I read it on
that
the rules for him.
takes all the walls in
Yeah,
this
no, that-
12-inch control.
That wall right in front of your
That
caster.
storm wall goes away.
Because
It's the storm wall.
Kruger 2's cast the spell Stormwall. That's unfortunate because
it removes walls.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Stormwall is gone, and I can
It's
shoot my
like
guns
the
down.
enemy of Trump everywhere.
And it made Ruins of War suck.
Yeah, Ruins of War is like complete garbage now.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist
Mark,
anymore.
Ruins of War is really bad.
Janessa should have totally been a wall still, just so Siege could remove that shit. The
Yeah, but
only way to get rid of it, just be like, bitch, get that out of here.
It's better when their models take fall damage when Genesis Hill expires.
Do they really?
Yeah,
they kind of do.
and it's not even if you dispel it; it's just when it expires.
How can you dispel it?
You can't. It's not it's not an upkeep or anything.
There's no way to get rid of it.
cast Annihilate Hordes? I don't know.
I'm just checking. You said it's better as they take fall damage. When
fall
does-
damage, and I'll get
Don't
knocked
you
down.
fall down when you take fall
Yeah,
damage?
you get
Yes,
knocked
you
down
get knocked down that
on
turn.
your turn.
No, wait. End of round. You would fall down on your opponent's turn.
I thought it was
End of round ends at your opponent's turn. It does not continue to your next turn. Jeremy, which faction do you like the rules changes of the most?
What's left?
Yes.
Mercs.
I mean, Mercs just overall got better.
They did. Is that your choice? Final answer?
Out of what's left?
Carnage.
We've got Khador, Menoth, and Mercs now. Max, did you actually declare a faction? You said Crix because they're not obvious to play anymore?
They're obviously awful. So they fixed my selection.
Okay.
I have no love for Signar. It just happens to be what I'm playing currently.
I think Signar's very good.
No, they're good. Don't get me wrong. I don't know that it was my favorite change. I just wanted to play the opposite play style of Crix, which is why I wanted to start playing them.
Signar.
I don't know. I personally think Mercenaries still have the same issues that they did last time. Or Mark II. So
What was their problem with Mark II? Other than armor breaking. That was usually considered their problem.
Lich 2.
armor
a problem.
breaking and
And good things.
Just
they could be good things.
just
Lich
infantry
2 is
in general.
just purely good against
so they couldn't
everything
break
in
armor or deal
mercenaries.
with infantry.
Well, no.
That seems real bad.
Well, just swarms of infantry is a problem.
They had a problem with skew lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, this model.
So now that you feel like they could actually answer any question that was given to them if they tried hard enough.
Oh, poor
I think you're
Supreme
gonna see
Archdomina Makeda.
Better list selections. And
Which
I
still gives
definitely like
vengeance to
The removal
swordsmen.
of character restrictions helps mercs so much.
Yes, it does.
Like, so much. Until like a year ago, they had one solo that wasn't a character, and it was the Boker, which wasn't played. Like, when your only solo is terrible, that's not a character, that's bad.
I mean, I definitely.
And being able to freely choose whatever they want in their list is so
Do you know what
nice.
the spell Prostration does?
It gets out some rubber gloves and lube.
I mean, that might be true.
I don't know where Max is going with this.
I don't
but I
either.
want to be there.
It's a range 8, power 12 nuke that knocks down the hit model. Didn't know that was a spell.
Huh.
Seems like a good spell.
It's alright. I just think it's funny that Makeda 2 became an infantry caster.
She did not. Yeah, she
She
changed
was
a
an
lot.
infantry caster. The only beast spell she had on her card was Leash.
And Road to War?
That affected infantry.
Yeah.
In fact, it affected more models if you used it on infantry.
Xerxes is my favorite.
Xerxes
reason-
seems like he got really bad.
It's the reason why you play Scorn now.
Xerxes
He's
won.
really
Yeah.
good.
I like that Xerxes is like, so why
Like,
would
they
you...
should have been like, Defender's Ward, he's the only one that gets it, and it's literally +2 to all stats.
And it's control area.
It's basically
And it's an ability.
it's basically reverse crippling grasp.
Yeah. Yeah, Rift is really sweet on a Fury 5 cast.
Seems good.
They had to replace Inhospitable Ground somehow.
Yeah, right?
It's still rough terrain.
Yeah.
It's just 1/8 of the space. Actually, probably like more like 1/18th.
I mean, he only had a 10-inch control
Fucking
area,
tack.
so
That's
Supremacy.
still a lot of space. 21.5 inches radius.
that seems okay.
That's pretty good.
It's better than 5
No,
is
diameter.
4 is what you're telling me?
He
Pretty
can't-
sure it's like 20 times the space.
He can
This-
cast Rift like twice.
This
No, he can't
just-
actually.
I've never even played Scorn seriously. I just own the faction. But it curdles my blood that his Stir the Blood target friendly faction warrior model unit in this model. Like, this model's unit isn't right. I can't read. It's so bad. I
That
can't
makes
read
the
it.
machine harder.
Yeah,
Each-
you're not even been
Each
drinking.
affected model gains +2 to its first melee attack damage roll.
Yeah, that's
Fuck you.
That's,
What?
That's seen. He
That's
lost.
like way better than Fury.
Yeah,
That's
he
his
lost
replacement for Fury.
If affected models was range control, then that might be good.
It's still not very good.
It'd be good if it was range control, not upkeep.
Did he gain Weapon Master? Oh wait, no. Still bad.
God, that guy seems so bad.
All right, let's look at Xerxes
They were
2.
really worried about.
Let's look at
Annihilator's
Xerxes
bingo.
2, who I just bought. I hope I can sell that. He
Oh,
has
you-
sprint now, I guess.
I
That's
love
his
that
bonus.
the two casters that Spence loves most in the entire world just
Can he
got
use-
completely garbaged.
Can
What?
he use sprint?
He has sprint.
Can he use
Battle
it?
engines can move out of activation.
Oh, can they? Okay.
They could be TK.
They don't have the
They could be
master.
Maybe they
everything.
could be placed.
They cannot be pushed, knocked down, or made stationary.
Mobility going up to cost 3 really
It's not
fucked him
good
bad.
for 5 Fury casters. What you're telling me?
That's like your opinion, man.
He got a cost 3 nuke
Nice.
that's stationaries for 1 round.
So he can mobility, boost to hit it with his nuke, boost damage, and then cast a blit.
I mean, it's an
don't know.
AoE.
What's his
It
third?
is an AoE 3 that auto stationaries models hit, so it's not
Wait,
a bad
hit
spell.
or direct hit?
Models hit.
That's really good.
It's okay.
Like I feel like
Unfortunately,
they're
you
like
literally
they're
can't
like,
cast
Yeah.
it, but
Literally can't.
might as well be an 8-cost spell.
and he still has ignite.
Is it like range 4? What the
But
fuck? That
and
seems
he lost
really good.
He lost the ability to bond to a war beast, so he can't cast their animus. That
Oh,
was
right.
fucking huge for him. He doesn't have that anymore.
Seems bad. Seems bad.
But he can still trample.
Yeah.
They just decided they're like...
What is the range of that AoE spell?
What?
His stationary spell. What is the range?
A 10.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. It's like a 19-inch threat.
Arc node, though.
Yeah.
He has reposition, right?
Yeah.
No.
You can cast spells after reposition.
He has sprint.
You could Mark II.
Actually, you could Mark II. You're right. I don't think you. I don't actually know.
Did they
It says
change the
you
word?
immediately make a full advance, then its activation ends.
With sprint? No, I'm talking reposition.
He has sprint.
He doesn't have reposition.
He's the only cat
Yes.
model in the game without
Yes.
reposition.
He has sprint.
I'm done. Wait, no. They clarified that all end of activation and movement. Oh, because that
sprint's
one
technically-
specifically says it ends your activation.
Yep.
Sprint technically is reposition, but it's
Score.
full movement.
Score an OP.
But no, because sprint says end your activation
Alright,
immediately.
but think about this, guys. Alright, so you got Mulakarn.
You
you
throw it.
Fate Walker. You charge. You kill something. You move 9 inches back because you cast
I
mobility.
feel like if you can charge,
And then-
then you don't need any of that other
and then you Fate
stuff.
Walker another 9 inches back.
no, you don't.
deep.
Bullshit.
Go balls deep.
No, you don't. No, because you can't. It says specifically if you have multiple things that give you end of activation movement, only one triggers.
No, he's just
Fate
saying
Walker's-
make the 9-inch advance
Fate
and not
Walker's
sprint.
end of turn, though. Does that make a difference?
Yeah.
Oh, end of
I think
turn.
it does.
It might actually.
He is tough now.
Nice.
Sweet.
He got the butcher treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's exactly the same as Butcher. You're right. Exactly the same. Basically the same caster.
Because he also has a top of 1 Cessna.
Yeah. Wait. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. There's no amount of dice you can roll to win that
If
game.
by top of 1 you maybe mean top of 3.
I mean, he might be able to get there, but he can't kill you.
So, I mean, stationary spell's pretty good.
Yeah,
And it's everything, so you can just run a model of yours.
it's almost like as good as Tempest.
It's not as good as Tempest. Well, let's just be clear.
I totally agree with you.
It's like almost as good as Scourge. It basically is Scourge.
Yeah. No, doesn't say that.
So it doesn't
It
require.
petrifies you. It's nothing about being cold, buddy.
That's like the third thing in the game that bypasses immune to cold stationary.
Stall does.
Stall does, yeah. There's something else.
Bleed, blur,
Lilith 3's feet. Lilith 3's feet does not gets around immune to cold.
cyclone, lamentation.
Reliant.
Reliant also does.
He doesn't have stationary anymore.
doesn't.
Get the fuck out of
He
here.
knocks down now. Get wrecked.
There's a small dog head in my lap.
Hey, I think Master Ascetic Naresh is probably the way to go if you're going to be a Scorn player.
I mean,
You need
Rasheth is the way to go.
Max, say it properly. A bad. If you're gonna be a bad, then play Scorn.
Why doesn't he have 25 boxes?
Because he has impervious flesh, and he's armor like 4, so who cares?
Impervious Flesh is now okay. It used to be god awful.
He actually still has impervious flesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
It's the
Like I
only
figured for
reason
sure
he
they
can
would have given him
survive
like
now.
10 hit points.
No,
I'm
it's not
curi-
Ancient Shroud. It's Impervious Flesh.
God, a caster with Ancient Shroud would be interesting.
You mean like Voil?
Yeah, like Voil, yeah.
Voil was legit. Like, he had a POW 25 decap.
Seems okay.
Get fucked.
Seems strong.
On your average charge, he one-shotted like a storm wall.
Seems strong. I think the only thing that changed about Rasheth was that his feet became -2 def in addition to everything else.
And it's not living. I don't
Yes,
believe.
and it's not living. I'm not 100% sure about
Its
that.
enemy models suffer -2 strength, defense, and armor.
That's pretty good.
When a living model is destroyed, its controller enters chef can remove 1 damage
It
point.
used to be 3, didn't it?
That's like half of the Negro one's feet.
Yeah. So it's really good.
It seems pretty good. Like legitimately really good.
That's how I explained Axis's feet to people. I was like, so it's like a quarter as good as Denny's feet, so it's amazing.
Yeah. And it also buffed your stuff.
It
so
buffed your shit too. Get out of here.
I said I used to.
did he
Which
change it
means
all?
you probably did it a
Axis?
week
Yeah.
ago.
His feet, I think, specifically says you cannot charge.
It does.
Oh, the enemy. Okay. was like, that seems really bad. It gives you speed buff and it doesn't let you charge.
Yeah, it's -1 threat range. But you get +2 strength, so it's like almost half worth it.
God damn. What did they get that was good?
I mean, Hakar is no longer an Ancestral Guardian, so
Did you see how they're fixing that?
they're just saying that he makes a Kobos, right?
He makes what? Yeah, so all of the things that key off Ancestral Guardian instead will key off of a construct solo with Soul Harvester.
Why don't they just make him an Ancestral
I
Guardian?
think because one of the theme forces calls out Ancestral Guardian, and it's not okay to have a card in that list.
I seriously doubt that's the case. He's
I'm
not
sticking
broken,
behind
though.
that until I'm
I
proven
don't
wrong.
understand how he's broken and how that would make sense.
I mean, I'm happy
Unless
about it.
they gain Weapon Master as like an ability.
Any reason that makes Scorn players sad or salty is okay in my book. So, like, him not being included in that theme force is okay with me.
Would you like to buy some Scorn?
No.
Okay. It's painted.
Yeah.
Would you like to see Scorn players sell their stuff while crying?
Yes.
I won't cry.
No, actually, because then I wouldn't get to see them play anymore.
Oh,
And that's almost
that's
more
true.
satisfying.
I can't wait for Spence to break out his Scorn. And be like, look, he was so mopey in the Menoth game he played. Just like,
That's because he was playing Krios 2 when you could play a million other better casters.
Like Harbinger.
Harbinger's probably still okay.
Probably
it would
still
have been
better
harder
than
to
him.
beat Harbinger than it was to beat Krios
Like,
2.
she still has Guided Hand, she still has Crusader's Call.
She has her whole kit. She just
Doesn't
her
have a
feet's
feet.
half the range.
She doesn't have a feed anymore.
Her feet protects her instead of protecting her army.
Sure. I mean, her army still alphas the fuck out of you because of
Yeah.
Crusader's Call.
It's fine.
Mortality.
So we talked about which factions we like, the rules changes that we liked. Anything specifically, Carl, that you've played in Mark III that surprised you? Like rules interactions or just how... Like looking at something on
How
paper...
bad Slayers were.
Looking at something on paper... How bad Slayers That was a game.
That did surprise me. That did happen.
Now, was that how bad Slayers were or how good Vlad is?
How good Rifle Corps are?
Yeah, how
Maybe.
good Vlad Rifle Corps are.
Yeah, it might be a little of column A
Yeah.
and a little of column B.
A whole lot of column B.
Yeah.
And we'll let people decide what that was.
Something that surprised me.
How bad Carnivians are.
No, Carnivians are amazing.
Then why don't you play Legion?
They're 20 points. That's their negative.
They're 19 points.
I also call Stormwall 40 points. So,
I mean, he is 2 points more expensive than Ruin, which is probably fine.
It probably is, actually. Same power.
Ruin's only 17. Does
Yeah.
he dispel on his melee attack?
Yeah, but he
Why
doesn't.
wouldn't
He doesn't get to spend soul
the
tokens
Carnivian
immediately
just
anymore.
picked up Dispel on his bite. Sweet.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't get to spend soul tokens immediately. He has
No,
to
he-
convert them to focused falling.
Yeah, but he does have Arcane
has basically
Vortex.
a Vortex.
Reach heavy for 17 points.
But who cares about Arcane Vortex when you can take a dude that starts with 3 power tokens that has Arcane Vortex?
You can do both. And then when he runs out of power tokens, you've hopefully got some
Yeah.
souls on
But then you
Ruin.
have souls, and you
You
say,
just keep the train
yeah,
going.
You say get fucked.
Yeah, basically. I was surprised that Veil 2 is still pretty good. When I looked at her changes, her card, I did not think she would be good. But Boundless Charge is kind of a thing.
Balance Charge is good.
nice.
I mean, I wish she still had Refuge.
It's like almost as good as just Abby 2. Like all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
But Abby 2 doesn't have the ranged assassination that she can throw at you.
He
definitely
does
true.
not. Does not.
Archangel goes real far with balance.
14 inches far.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
I can't wait to play some shitty Legion caster with all their flying beasts and put a hurricane on the table and be like, oh, you're in threat range of my hurricane? You can't fly.
That's cool.
It's going to be funny. It's never going to happen because
Max, team game.
my dream scenario
I
is
played
never
Iris
happened.
1.
I risk one with what?
Get wrecked.
Inhospitable.
Yep.
Get fucked.
No, what?
So just be sure to put out a bunch of the, was it poison field or
Yeah. Acid pools.
acid pools?
If they lose flight, they get corrosion. What a dumb fucking rule.
If they get knocked down. So the angels are getting corroded as soon as they
All
get
the
knocked
time.
down.
All the time.
As soon as they get knocked down.
If they lose flight, they're not serpentine anymore, right?
No, Serpentine's a separate.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works at all.
Kidding.
Okay.
Wouldn't that just be the best list ever? It's like Hurricane, Irusk 1 standing behind it. And you're like, really? Really?
Sounds like
Food Machine.
that's what I was just gonna say.
Sounds like Food Machine.
Sounds like Food Machine.
Does Baldur 1 still make you lose Pathfinder?
Probably. I
So
don't
just
know.
do a 3-player game. Really, just do a 2-player game with the Irusk 1 and Baldur 1.
Yeah, that's enough.
And just be like,
Yeah.
here's Pathfinder, and get fucked with your Pathfinder.
That way, only Flight gets through it, which
Yeah.
is more rare than Pathfinder.
way more rare.
Yeah, and he also makes a rough terrain control area, which is nice.
I guess you don't really need a Risk 1 at that point.
Irusk 2 with the tree. Hunter doesn't see through forest anymore, but his feet does.
Yeah, so I guess once my partner feeds, I can still see you.
That's true. Strong
Technically
play.
correct.
Strong play. I think it's funny that Wormwood
But
can't
if your
see through his own
guys
forest.
fall down in the forest, they die.
Yeah, and Irusk 2 fixes that problem.
He does.
Your
his
old guys will not fall down
His
in the
guys
forest.
do not fall down.
Yeah. I like how Randy was like, I'll just disillusion off your solid ground. I'm like, excuse me? Like, do you know how games work? It's like, so you're saying that you're gonna have your guy like 3 inches deep in my control area? Like, you know how fucking dead you would be? like you'd be fucking dead. Like,
Really
that's how
fun.
that works. It's pretty funny.
What if you couldn't get models to him?
How is that true? I think Behemoth walks the 2 inches forward and kills him.
If he's not camping.
No, I think he still kills him.
I mean, Dissolution costs
So let's
4.
see. He has him to armor 8. And
They can Harmonious it to 3.
yep.
That's true.
Has him to armor 8, so I'm dice plus 4. On
I
5
didn't
attacks.
say you were in melee with him.
Well, I will
There's
be melee with him.
fucking warjacks in the way. War beasts, whatever they are.
Beasts.
So I kills Warbeast and then I kill him?
But maybe he kills you because of that.
I don't think dissolutioning solid ground kills me.
It
Makes
does.
makes him take like 2 damage.
Yeah.
It's basically the same.
Well, on average.
It's basically dead.
I mean, against Irusk, I mean, he can't even play forward anymore.
We're also assuming that him living from 8 inches away from my army once was enough. Because then he has to charge into my control area. Actually, I would probably be within command range of my guys.
Maybe
He'd probably
he-
have to be within 4 inches of my
Maybe he
control
walked
area.
in, disillusioned you, after Rock goaded through your
So
entire army.
what does it even matter that like he dissolutions off solid ground?
It doesn't at all
It doesn't
because
at all.
he doesn't
Okay.
do anything and
Okay.
then dies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happens.
No, whether or not he dies, it doesn't fucking matter anyways.
That's true. I
Because
guess.
like
A couple models that passed a tough check are now knocked down. That's the difference.
and then Irusk feats.
yeah,
they stand
they
back.
stand back up. I recast solid ground, and he still dies. Like, yeah, no, it was terrible.
I just
And
wanted to
he-
make sure
And,
we
he was, and Randy was like, "No, I got an answer for solid ground." I'm like, "I don't think you understand how the game works."
Solid ground is very, very strong.
In Arc Node with Repudiate,
alright.
answered.
I mean, yeah, they'll chasing it off.
Assuming they can see me.
Assuming that.
I really want to get Orin in that list.
Yeah, see, the Scythian just casts its Animus, and then you don't get your tough checks. He goes in and kills like 5 whole Iron
Yeah,
Fangs.
he charges forward his 6 inches and kills like 2 Iron Fangs.
He gets to Slipstream too, and Boundless.
Iron Fangs are 13 points, right?
15.
15. Yeah.
Black Dragons are 17.
Do you ever think it's worth it to take the Black Dragons?
If you're not playing Irusk, yes. If you're not playing Markov, yes. If you want practice maneuvers, no.
Because I just don't ever see the 2 points being worth it.
Did you know that Iron Fangs like are only Rat 4?
Yeah, I did.
You actually knew that. Alright, so regular Iron Fang unit is defensive formation, tactics, relentless charge, crit knockdown on their blasting pikes. 12-14, mat 7. UA is mat 8, but the standard bear has no attack. Black Dragon unit,
Relentless.
instead of tactics relentless charge, they gain tactics sidestep, and they gain Iron Zeal instead of reposition 5 for defensive formation. They also go back into Shield Wall, which is really nice. There are several casters that would much rather have regular Iron Fangs. The Black Dragons are nice. I think basically the thing that will decide is if you really want to be able to move through your own guys, then you'll take them. Or you'll just take Markov, who has leadership Iron Fang for practice maneuvers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I really wish you had Sidestep plus Reposition 5. Because that'd be really fun.
That would be almost... So you, like...
You'd have Refuge.
Better than
It'd actually
Refuge.
be better than Refuge.
Yeah. Seems okay. Mat 7 is such a good
I
change
love
to them.
looking at, like, Iros 2 and Zerkova and being like, yeah, I'm just going to back up 5 and say go, and, like, you're going to do nothing. like, you're going to do absolutely nothing.
I'm going to keep shooting you,
Especially
don't
with
worry.
Zerkova, because, like, you can't make ranged attacks or do star actions, so there's also no magic attacks unless it's from your caster. And then, also, you can't charge me, and you get to walk, like, you're 6 inches, and I'm out of that. So...
She gets so much work done with that Frost Hammer, too.
Yeah, her Frost Hammer with Grave Door
Is pretty good.
I think you have to take Silas with her.
I think you do, too, but it would be nice to ignore stealth on that Grave Door shot.
Yeah.
And you get 2 Grave Doors.
So what you're saying
Uh-huh.
is that you should take a Spriggan.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Torch.
that's what he said. Everyone, remember Carl said take Spriggans.
Spriggan's OP in Mark III.
Yep.
And with that, we end.
We've ended Mark 3 with Spriggans.
Yeah. Literally, the competitive game is over because Spriggans exist.
Does this include buying the model? That's really not all that bad.
No, I don't think it's buying them all. I'm very sure it's not.
$300.
Hey,
She actually doesn't have food down here. She ate it all. And she watched Carl eat his ice cream. So that was like eating through osmosis.
Jesus, this Malekith model looks fucking awful.
Battle group.
That doesn't narrow it down.
This
you know what the
building.
concept
Huh?
was that for?
Oh.
He looks like he's got 2 giant saggy boobs.
Yeah, exactly. No, we talked about that. So, apparently, Stu Nami from St. Louis was the inspiration for that model. He's like, I was holding a burrito and a stick full of hot dogs, and then they drew me. It's like,
Are any of the battle boxes
I
actually
could
good?
see that, actually.
It's like, yeah,
Which of the battle boxes are good?
Well,
Circle,
the
but,
sculptor
Doug
is from St. Louis. So
We're
Does
not
Circle
recording?
come with a feral?
it's recording.
okay. We are recording now.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like the...
Okay.
I'm not going to say something I was going to say if we weren't recording.
It's paused.
Warjack. Alright.
Road to War did one time pause their podcast so they could make a racist joke, and then they turned it back on. I was like, why'd you pause it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm
Alright.
surprised they did.
Yeah, I know.
So...
Well, they were in a car, so I'm pretty sure they weren't drunk at the time. One of them
was probably less drunk.
Yeah.
I did pause it so Scott could
Included.
answer the
Next.
transvestite question.
Why did you pause it?
Because he asked me to.
Oh,
I
he
want-
specifically asked you
Do
to.
I want my Avenger kit magnetized? Yes.
Yeah, it was, so at War Machine Weekend one year, there was the
Holy shit.
Clusterfuckapalooza, which is all the podcasts got together in that one big row. And we
Yeah,
did-
yeah.
So Nathan from Chain Attack was going around, and he's like showing people pictures
systems.
of training porn, and he's like, which of these 2 things would you rather have sex with? And one of the people's like, I won't answer that on the podcast. Jeremy paused the recording so that he would answer the question. And then we didn't pause it, and we uploaded it anyway.
Do they still do that?
They didn't do it last year.
Yeah.
Well, apparently last year of the 12 podcasts that recorded, only two or three of them actually released the episode.
Yeah.
Because it got
That
pretty
was-
bad. Because everyone had been drinking all day, and it was like 10:30 when we started.
I feel like that our table we started off with like, how did we gain 6 bottles of liquor?
I know, like everyone
I was
said.
saying, Cool Kurt came up and gave me a gummy bear, and it went downhill from there.
Alright.
Like the table we set up, I guess everybody just stuck all of their
Yeah, it was
their
like
bottles.
the table nobody was using because it was in between tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody had just been piling their liquor there all day. And then we set up our podcast, and we looked around, and I was like, and there was this bottle of like black label pink vodka. and like all this, like a couple mixes of juice and seltzer water, and then like another type of hard liquor. And we're like, and so it's me, Keith, Jeremy. I can't remember who else was there. Was someone else from Chain Attack? Or was it like Chili?
It's $184.
It was Chili, Keith Christensen, me, and Jeremy waiting for the podcast to start. And Keith is like, well, clearly this is a drink. Like, I just haven't tried this. Because it's not like sitting around. It's like there's cups and napkins and straws right next to it, too. I'm like, okay, so I guess I'll try it. So he mixes it with what you would assume would be generous portions of not bad tasting things. And he tries it, he's like, oh my god! Like, it's like, this is the worst thing I've ever put in my body. He like, just put it down, and then so Chili's like, I wonder what that tastes like. He drinks it. And he's like, oh, that is terrible. It's like, Chili wouldn't even drink it. He puts it down, like, well, I have to try it. So he's going around the table, and we're like, this tastes like if there was rat poison in Kool-Aid that had no sugar and had straight vodka in it as well. Like, that's what it tasted like. It was terrible. Good. Yeah, don't drink that.
I won't.
I don't know how to make it.
Still there.
Pink vodka, I'm pretty much out on.
So it's only $183 to get a painted magnetized kit of the Avenger.
Does that
so I
include
don't
the
know
model?
if that means yes. I don't know if that means that it's literally all the extra bits are painted and it's magnetized for that, so you can switch everything in and out. So you get a Centurion, Avenger, and a Hammersmith.
I can't imagine it being anything else.
That's not crazy bad, considering it comes with a model.
Because it's like twice as much painting as normal, and it's a pain in the ass, and it's modeling. So
sure,
$80 for a hunter. Well, I need 9 of those.
It's a good start. Honestly, a list's probably pretty cheap compared to other lists.
Let's see what it costs with the model.
Yeah, that probably.
It's only like $800. Yeah, that's like when you think about it, it's like
fully painted. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, including the model, it's only $96. Quantity 9.
Oh, there's an option if you want to just buy the model from them.
Add to cart. Yes.
Is it like 20% off or?
It's more than that, I think, because it was $80. It's only $16 for a hunter. What's a hunter cost? Probably $20, so it's probably 20% off. $863.91. All I have to do is add Reinhold, Kara Slum. I've already got the Kara Slum model.
They commonly do discounts if you're a Chain Attack Dojo subscriber, and I am. So if you ever actually want to order from them, I'll check if there's a current discount.
From Jolly Roger.
One 50-point list.
I just want Chain Attack to go back to doing their battle reports. I don't like their non-battle report podcasts.
That's because they were like...
Are we recording?
Yeah.
I don't really like
that's fine.
Okay.
We're very opinionated and offensive.
Okay, good.
I don't really like their...
I told you the slogan is offensive as fuck.
I like it when they just generally talk about the game more than anything, because the battle reports just get old.
on our podcast?
I actually think they do really
they
good battle reports.
do good battle reports, but the problem is it usually divulges into, I went for a top of 2, didn't make it. I killed him on the bottom of 3. Or I went for a top of 2 and I killed him.
But they're
let's discuss the casters.
That's what I like, really.
I absolutely
like
that.
discussing the casters and the options and everything. I like how they talk about their lists beforehand. But their games, I don't know if it's because of time, and it might be that they have to just squeeze it in. But every fucking game they play is a 2-turn game in which someone was obviously going to win. And so it's just like
but I hate listening to battle reports on podcasts, so I don't mind that.
Well, that's fine then. But they're a battle report podcast.
No, they are a caster rating podcast.
Hold on, let me pull up their webpage.
I don't care what that says.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, they rated the caster, exactly.
I got this shirt just because of Karchev.
Alright, so add...
I don't know what they rated Ryas, but I played a lot of Ryas and Legion.
She was probably like a C-.
Probably pretty low.
I don't know. I think Jay likes her. Anytime Jay likes her, his ratings are like 2 points higher for no reason.
Brushes. Ooh, look.
I'm excited about her in Mark III. I think she could be pretty good with the Hellmouths.
She got native stealth, right? I thought she did.
She might have. She just got Hellmouths, so that's a huge...
Oh, so she can like almost cast it? She's like focus 3, right?
No, not Hellmouth, the spell. Hellmouths, the things that pull heavies to right in front of Raya so that she can kill them.
Nah.
Yeah, it seems bad.
No, I mean, like, it doesn't work.
She got +1 POW. She's a POW 13 weapon master now.
Ah. Still crit decap?
Still crit decap.
War Machine.
So have you heard about the Acosta card?
What happened?
No.
Apparently, some Merc decks do not have Acosta in it.
Because Acosta can get fucked.
But some Signar decks do have them in it.
Oh, sweet! If he was faction, that would be good.
It's like 5% of the time everything will work out.
I'm just saying,
just keep buying decks until Acosta works in your Haley 3 list like he used to.
Wait. Is it a Signar card or is it a Merc card in the Signar deck?
I think it's just a Merc card in the...
That's what I got from what you said, and then I think he was implying that it will be on the Signar format.
No.
Holy
I was like,
shit.
oh my god!
No, she doesn't have native stealth.
I don't know what's happening. I wasn't
Did she
even
get
picking...
invisibility back?
Ooh, what's she cost?
No.
So to go to Showcase, it's only like a $20 premium over Army level, which I would like to see pictures of the difference.
$20 per model?
Well, for my Warcaster.
Oh, well, that's probably worth it.
Yeah, I would probably do
Well, you
Showcase
definitely do it on
two
your
models.
Warcaster and like any character jacks you plan on playing all the time.
I know one special they did for a while was you got a free Warcaster paint job with an army. I don't know what classified an army, but I can send them a unit in
75
Warcaster
points.
a lot of times. So I assume there's a limit.
Yeah, it was probably like a 50-point list.
Okay, well that's fine.
I mean, probably. I mean, I don't know.
I mean that's a noticeable savings.
Hey, Mangled Metal exists too.
It's true.
Here's my 2 jacks. Now paint my caster.
10-point hardcore. Let's go.
I mean, they'll
2-minute
paint
turns.
your battle box for $300. The new ones, excluding the models. But it's only $40, so that doesn't at 20% off. That adds like $36, so it's not a big deal. And this, I don't know. It might include shipping and all that shit too.
I think it does.
Back,
I think
least.
it does.
$300 for probably 3 jacks and Warcasters. Not too bad.
Unless you're Kador, and then it's 2,
Well, it's 2. Yeah, you get ripped off. Yeah.
and one of them's
A lot of
god
people are
awful.
saying most of the plastic ones are fine.
What is it? The Kador gets...
Decimator and a Juggernaut, right? Or is
Yep.
it Destroyer and a...
Decimator, it's worse. The Destroyer's actually playable.
No, I know, but they get a Juggernaut and a Decimator? Is that right?
That's correct.
Decimator's ROF 2 or Reload?
I believe it is Rate of Fire 2. Still garbage.
It is not that bad.
Range 10?
Range 10's kind of a problem.
Why don't you just take
That's
a spring
all
if
that-
you're that
all that-
desperate?
All that design space for your Fire Group caster.
Let me just
Bless you.
pull this up for you, sir.
Bless you. I mean, you gotta get showcase quality on Reinhold, right?
Because he's going to be in like every single fucking Kador list ever. Yes, you do. Right.
Is Rate of Fire 2, Range 10, POW 15, Beatback. So you can move directly towards their army every time you hit
Yeah, old Beatback was definitely better for because I think you were effectively
Yeah.
range 12 because you pushed their model back and then
them. Yes, I mean, potentially. I did find some guy claiming that the Decimator was really good in his list because he gave it what it needed. And apparently what it needed was he ran on Malakoff for Redline.
That's not bad. It's a good start.
And so you can allocate a focus.
Uh-huh.
But you put Fire for effect on it off of Irusk 2.
I don't.
So now you only have to allocate it the 3 focus to get the fully boosted damage.
Yeah,
And have Fire effect starting the turn.
seems okay.
So it's 2 focus to put Redline on it. It can run. Take damage at that point.
It's basically 2 defenders at that point. It's basically a Stormwall. You're putting 5 focus through a Stormwall.
Dude, that's a bargain.
So after the 2 focus for putting it on it to cast Redline and letting it run and take damage, then Irusk activates, spends another 3 to put Fire for effect on it.
Yeah.
Then it runs, and then next turn, you upkeep those 2 spells for 2 more focus, allocate it 3, so you spent 10 focus to get 2 boosted Rat 4 guns.
I don't see the problem.
Alright, we're good then. And it was 13 points of your list.
Could Behemoth shoot guns at POW 15?
Apparently not.
Yeah, so there. Better than Behemoth.
It is actually the same points as Behemoth. Nope, 1 less point than Behemoth. It's like a bargain bin Behemoth. The only difference is POW 17 sustained versus POW 12 armor piercing.
That's a little better.
And an additional attack.
963.90. Karasloan and all the hunters.
Oh, for showcase?
No.
Is it 9 hunters or is it actually a decent list?
No, it's a terrible list. I was just looking at the cost was.
What do you think about Cyclones with Karasloan?
I mean, if you need to clear infantry, it's not bad.
Does better at declaring infantry than 9 hunters. I was thinking about that today. That's 2d3 power
Yeah, but
12s.
I really like the
Boosted
idea.
to hit.
I mean, yeah, the boosted to hit helps that a lot, but it's still just power 12s. It's the only negative. She doesn't have focus to give out a lot of boosts, so it's not going to do a lot of damage.
Instead?
And it doesn't do anything else. It kills infantry.
You can put
Sentinels
down
are
the
shit guard.
That's true, but you can put down the covering fires with the cyclones,
If
and they hit harder.
Sentinels were freaking
Our
D3
Sentinels.
plus 1,
Oh,
I would
there's D3,
probably
yeah.
take them.
Also, one cyclone's like 13 points, and
Yeah,
two sentinels
Cyclones are super cheap.
like 9 or 10 points.
They're 8,
8
but
points.
yeah.
Still 16 points.
And it's a range 12, power 12, which goes to 14, 12.
That's really the cyclone is cheap.
That's the only option for it, but like that's why a lot of people talk like I hate Jack Marshals in this edition still, but they're like, well, if you do take aim on Arcane Tempest gun mages, it starts costing a lot of points at that point, but it's a range 16, power 14 gun.
With 2d3 shots.
Yeah.
It's not bad. We're at 8 because it's
Right.
aiming, I assume.
Yep.
Throw in
Can you do take aim
rust
and then
bomb.
do cover fire? And then it's a power 14 cover
I
fire?
believe so.
I would think so, yeah, because the cover fire is defined as the power of the gun.
But it's plus 2 damage,
No,
so I don't
yeah,
think
it's the power of the
it's
gun.
going to work.
Okay.
It is the power of the gun.
I bet you it says this activation you get plus 2 to damage rolls.
That's probably...
Probably,
probably true.
Probably true.
For Jack Marshall it is.
But that would be funny. I don't know if Cyclone's worth it. He's stupid cheap. That's the one thing.
Spence
Maybe
said he was gonna
Reliant.
be here.
He said he's not going to.
No, Spence said he's not going to be here on the
Spence
chat.
was the one to say he wasn't going to be here.
And so did Jake. He said he was going to come, and
I thought
then
it
he
was
said
Jason. Oh, I thought Jason said he can't.
Jason didn't say either way. He just said okay. I think.
Yeah,
he
Jason
said
said
8
works
works.
for me.
Yeah.
And Jeremy was like sad face. It's fine.
I don't know. I think Sloan, you get enough work if you just play like 4 hunters, 2 defenders, and then take the full unit of murder ponies.
That was my list. Tempest Blazers, just to kill infantry.
They're not terrible in the Jacks either.
No, they're not.
They're not hunters, but I mean,
Do 8 damage to that behemoth.
They still get like 1 GMCA.
Yes, there's still one on the list.
So they're gun
Well, you have no
power
mechanics at
10
that
or
point, but with that longer range, you probably
Blazers?
don't need a lot of
Blazers, 10.
mechanics or
I don't
any.
think- I don't
they're
think
gun
you
mage
need
pistols,
mechanics.
but they have brutal.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. If
I
they
like
were-
having mechanics. I'm switching my striker play up to striker 1. It's gonna happen.
I played Striker 1 this weekend at Champions. He surprised me. He was better than I thought he was going to be. I actually thought
play
he was...
with blurred trenchers in the front line.
Blur is legit.
Yeah.
Do you always have blur?
Oh yeah.
He's
I
all,
have Def
he's all the
20 and
generic
du-
spells.
Yes, he's got all the
Yeah, he's got Arc
fantastic...
Shield, Blur, Snipe, are his upkeeps, and he has an AoE 5 knockdown, range 10 too.
And when everyone's taking a bunch of jacks and your jacks got better, then like plus 5 armor as a feat actually is pretty good.
Yeah, well, I was building them like double defender, double centurion, and then full trenchers and a couple solos.
I think I did Centurion, Rowdy, and a Grenadier.
Centurions are amazing.
They are good.
They're just too many points. They should be 13 points.
Yeah. They should probably be 13 points.
I mean, like that would equal them out with like a juggernaut.
Who? What?
Centurions.
Just
How
making
much
shit
are
up.
they?
17.
It seems fine.
Seems fine to me.
It's like 4 points overcosted. That's okay, but you know, shit happens. Mistakes have been made before.
Centurions seem just fine at
Jargonauts were
17
pointed
points.
They
at
are
7
absolutely
and
just
just
fine.
That was a mistake. That's a typo. They were supposed to be 6 points at
At
that
7. Yeah, that makes more sense. So they fixed that in Mark
They
3.
did. They just swapped that right around. And they gave him 1-inch melee. That was more of a nerf than anything, really.
1-inch melee?
Yeah, because they're going to make you try and kill too much with them. You need to fit in that comfortable half-inch melee zone.
It was also a nerf because everybody else got 1-inch melee.
That
Maybe-
made this friggin' worse, because now his percentage of bonus is less. And
I honestly think that's a thing.
he's hot garbage.
Like-
Like, that thing is so bad.
That's alright.
Because
Brandon thought they were hot garbage in Mark II.
They were hot garbage.
They were bad in Mark II, but they were your only reach jack that wasn't Beast 09, so you took them.
Yeah, when that mattered.
Yeah.
There's also you're out for stealth. Come on, man.
Let's make a comparison here. Beast went down 1 point if you double points and then adjust.
Uh-huh.
He went up a mat,
Yeah.
gained murderous all the time,
Uh-huh.
and picked up Bond Shield Guard.
Seems okay.
Still is hyper aggressive, so
I wanna
should you
know-
Shield Guard, then you get to walk towards the enemy.
I want to know why all the Crix character jacks didn't get a Matt bump.
Because Matt 9 jacks are probably too high.
Well, I'm talking about all the other characters. I agree Nightmare and Deathjack are currently matted
Malice,
correctly.
the
rest of them are all Mat 7, which is what all their other jacks are.
I was a little surprised that Malice and Erebus are still Matt 7.
Erebus you don't pay a whole lot for, though, do you?
You don't. He's like 14. I want to try Erebus and Terminus.
There's 3.
Because that guy has overtaken. You put Ravager on him, and he goes.
He's Mat 7. That's
becomes
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
There's 3 characters in Cato that don't get a Matt buff.
What?
Behemoth.
Black Ivan.
Behemoth, Black Ivan,
He
Torch.
did get a Mat buff.
Behemoth got a
He's
map buff.
7.
Not over his chassis.
He doesn't have a chassis.
Sure.
He doesn't have a chassis.
Sure.
And also, like, Signar has a bunch of them that are only Mat 7, too. Rowdy, I think, is the only Mat 8 jack in the faction.
He was Matt 8, wasn't he? Or was he
Yes,
Matt
he
7?
was Mat 8 previously. But Thunderhead's 7, Dynamo's 7.
They've got a bunch of weird character jacks, though, so they don't count.
They do. Like, Rowdy's the only, like, real beater that is just a character jack. The rest of them are just, like, they have to fit a specific niche.
Rowdy is super good, too.
No, he is, absolutely. Armor 20. He's pretty good.
Well, you'll get minions for it, Jeremy. You
Because
gotta
they're
play
good.
yourself some minions.
It's going to cost a lot of points, but you can get the Galleon up to range 24.
How?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Why are you looking at the splatterboard and saying that? That doesn't make sense.
Because he would count as a merc.
Why does he count as a merc? Does he have the mercenary rule?
Oh, the minion guy does.
Rorsch.
Rorsch is a mercenary. He wouldn't be. Like the Bull Snapper wasn't a mercenary in Mark II, so he couldn't cast Spiny on the Galleon.
Yeah, only Wrong Eye.
Only
But-
Wrong Eye could cast Spiny on
Doesn't
the
that
Galleon.
still work the same?
As far as I'm aware.
Couldn't Rorsch put the Splatterboar's
What's the
if
Splatterboard's
it's not ranged
animus?
stuff, sure.
artillerist, essentially?
No, it's not.
Is it still called Bank Shot?
No, it's a lucky shot.
Lucky
Lucky
shot.
shot.
It is faction, but it's range 6, so he could use Rorsch to put it on there. It doesn't increase the range.
Yeah,
though.
I was also thinking about your list that you played last night, and I couldn't think of a reason why Denegra wouldn't have run that better.
So that's what I think. That's what I've come to the conclusion on Scabris is that he's
Because
just,
I was like, well, those
he's just bad
It's-
Denegra
Yeah.
one.
Good stroke
that
play
artifice
Denegra.
of deviation
Yeah.
was a pain in the ass. But what would have fixed that? Feet and a venom. Okay,
Yeah, that would have fixed that. Fix that right up.
Also, having a time walk feat when your opponent has a time walk feat is also helpful.
It seems better than just boosting some 3 magic attack rolls.
Yeah,
Those
Seems
are
a little
pretty
better.
good magic attack rolls.
They were.
They missed each time.
Well, you made like 8 rolls.
The 3 important ones missed.
That might be true. I don't think Jake's gonna call in. We'll put him on
Was he supposed
speakerphone
to?
if he does.
Was he supposed to?
Someone said they're going to Skype.
Yeah,
That
he
was true.
asked if he could. Alright, I'm gonna start playing with models like G.I. Joes.
Not with the behemoth.
strand is really stiff.
Well, Behemoth smashes this plastic model better. My Deathjack is posed on 1 foot.
Oh.
He's running over the top of a Wreck Marker Arc Node, Crix Arc Node, with a Battle Mage in his hand, and he's sucking the soul out of it. Which, like you commented yesterday, doesn't
Yeah, I don't know-
doesn't work in Mark
I don't know
III
why he's
anymore.
sucking a soul out of anyone. He can't take souls. He don't we all?
Alright, so let's reduce this down to 4 hunters.
Am I supposed to wear these?
No,
No.
that's for if people Skype in that we can
If
hear
people
them
Skype
talk.
in, you can't hear them otherwise.
Yeah, we don't need them.
Alright, so back to my shopping cart. Get out of
Welcome to
here.
L2 Working, where Max shops for shit.
Max spends copious amounts of money
Today,
on
on Amazon, there was a super sweet crock pot on sale. There actually are some sweet crock pots, I'll have you know. ones that are Wi-Fi
They've
enabled.
actually had some-
You can control that shit from your phone while you're not at home.
That's pretty dope, actually. I would
They've had
probably
some
buy
nice
that.
die cutters on there lately.
They're a little expensive for a crock pot when you consider you can buy a crock pot for like $16. Those crock pots cost like $100, but I mean they're pretty sweet.
You're like at home, you're like, I want some chili when I get home. That's pretty handy.
I mean, you know,
I might live on that alone.
if it literally went in the fridge and got everything together,
Chopped up the onions.
that would be
No,
fantastic.
I would put a block of Velveeta and like a can of Rotel in a crock pot, leave that shit on the counter all day, and like, I'll be home in 20 minutes. Press warm.
All right,
Get
so
home, I would just eat it with a spoon.
What you do is you wait until
units.
slightly midway through fall when students realize that you can't cook ramen in a crock pot very easily.
What? You can't? That seems easy. Are these engineering students
Holy
or
shit!
just normal students?
Tempest blazers are cheap.
It's gonna take like 4 hours? What?
I'm gonna exclude the
You just eat
miniatures.
the
on that.
ramen and tell them
No,
that
then
it
you
takes...
just take the crock pot and
Oh.
here's a pot.
That's
Go
the
boil
thing.
something
Though.
in it.
Yeah.
You gotta freaking include the miniatures because otherwise it takes twice as long to get your shit back.
Because you got to send it to them.
Yeah.
You
And
could
they-
do a bunch of conversions and stuff before you send it, though.
You could.
Well, that's the reason why I chose not to send chose not to buy Kara Sloan. Mine's already converted.
That's true.
She's already shooting her rifle, not holding it in the air like a dumb bitch. All right, and then we need 2 defenders.
You build your actual list.
Yes. See what it costs. And then I'm just gonna side on $300 worth of storm wall.
It seems like a wise purchase. Getting ready for Mark III.
Very good.
I've got 2 storm walls that I want to sell, so we really need to
Hype them up?
Hype the storm wall.
I'm sure that will work.
Man, they just seem so good.
It's
Oh,
honestly fine. I think they're going to be. It'll take a little bit to get back into before they're back into the game, but there's going to be certain lists where they're just better.
than a hurricane?
Not necessarily than a hurricane. It really depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for control, if infantry becomes a thing, covering fires are still good. They're only POW 10, so there are things that get through it, but not everything. A lot of the really scary things don't get through it. The things that do get through it are like Iron Zealed, freaking pikemen and stuff
Iron
like
Zealed,
that.
Fury
with battle
Pikeman
lusts.
on Butcher One's feet turn?
Yeah.
That seems pretty scary.
All 3 of them.
But then you just hope. But then you just hope you were playing like Nemo 2 with Polarity Shield, and you just don't give a fuck.
That would be good.
Is Eris 2 like completely worthless?
Pretty much.
She's a combat solo now.
The only
she's a
thing I've
combat
seen that
solo.
she does good right now is that she disrupts on every shot.
Yeah, I think that's
didn't they change that to crit disruption?
I thought they did too, but apparently not.
No.
Or Jeremy cheated the shit out
the
of me.
disruption symbol is on her.
I think
on
she
her
just
bow.
It
has.
was in the Insider, and they changed it to crit disruption. If not, then that model should be in like every list I can take it.
Yeah, I think she is pretty good. She's 6 points, so she's a little expensive.
6 points for Rat 9 disruption.
Yeah.
That's also Purgation blessed, so if you have a buff on you, I can just do damage too.
Yeah, no, it's just got disruption on every single attack she has.
Seems
Yeah,
really
I mean,
dumb.
she can also assault, so she can get 3 shots. I feel like that's the only time she's ever going to actually dispel a spell, is if she assaults and goes in on something.
Yeah, if she like assaults an arcane shielded something, then
Because honestly, Junior just camps 1 all the time and just says, go fuck yourself. Because you have to roll the damage first. She rolls a 1. Okay, I'll take the 1. I'll block the 3.
Just do 3 times. Can't stop it.
It's also good that there's not just every list can have
3 point dispel in every
auto
list.
dispel in the list.
I
At least
mean-
in 75% of War Machine lists.
it would be
at
nice
least.
though if they replaced that option. Like they gave some factions some better dispel options. Because Crix doesn't have.
Crix has like nothing except for Hex Blasts
Crix has Hex Blast on 2 casters, and then
and the
Hag,
Blood Witch. Or Blood Hag, yeah.
The Blood Hag has her stab and stick.
Hey man, she got speed 6, bro.
Kador has Ruin.
Buffed.
Kador has Hex Blast.
No,
Oh,
they
that's
don't.
right. They got Hex
They got
Blast.
Hex
I
Blast?
forgot that.
Did they get a
Unlike
they get a
one of-
repudiate?
No.
They didn't? Okay. I know other people got
Who got Hex
repudiate.
Blast? I can't remember who.
Zerko won. like
That's why he doesn't know.
Yeah, she has,
only one of their best casters.
she has other spells too. So
Yeah.
She is garbage.
She's basically like Crix caster. Like she's basically
yeah.
Lich 2, except without the
Except
feat.
for good now.
Right. Well, she took the Cloud Spell from him. She took the Hex Blast
It's
from
kind of like,
Gorshade.
actually, I would say
Does her
Den
Cloud Spell
2.
do damage?
No.
It's
Okay.
Burning Ash, but immune to cold.
Yeah.
Does it reduce your to hit?
Yes, it
If
does.
you're not immune
That's
to cold.
fucking stupid.
It sure
Which
is.
means, that's what I was starting to tell you today. Is like putting Doomringers behind the cloud. They walk in and attack Doomringers, like, defense 15. Like, and you have tough. Like,
Yeah, I actually changed Doom Reavers out so I could fit in another solo because they're 2 points cheaper.
I don't think taking one unit of Doomringers is good, but I think if you just took a bunch, I don't know how you deal with it.
I don't like a bunch. I still like the Drakens.
I like a bunch specifically because of the no spells thing. It creates an issue for a lot of people.
Defender. I'm definitely gonna have him magnetize this shit because I need 2 Cyclones.
Ironclads are good, kind of.
My defenders need to be showcase quality. God damn it. Triumph is gonna be garbage quality. I'm gonna ask them to actually reduce the quality on that model.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay you the same amount. Can you paint him like shit? Why do you want us to paint it if you want it to look like shit?
Add to cart. Alright, so this list actually costs $1,400. I mean, it comes with more than that list, though, because you get 2 defenders,
Seems
but it's
fine.
also 2 ironclads and 2
Yeah.
cyclones. Too bad they can't magnetize all the hunters for me, and then they'll just be like, Grenadiers! Woo! Minutemen! Yeah!
I can do that.
Yeah, you could do that, then send them the models.
No.
Someone
I mean,
could.
I could. I will not. I would rather buy 3 models and just put 3 models together. The only reason you'd want to do all this is if you really want to fit, like, the entire faction's worth of options into one freaking bag.
I still won't fit.
I don't know. I fit pretty much all my Signar.
Do you have the whole faction?
Pretty much.
Maybe it's just when you get massive duplicates.
I mean, I have...
Say 8 units of Doom Rivers doesn't help my storage capacity.
Yeah, I don't have any massive...
They don't exactly fit well.
I don't have massive duplicates of units because I don't think there's anything in Signar that you want massive duplicates of.
Not really.
Did recently hear Kurt wants to sell his
Kador?
Doom Reapers.
Because they're POW 12 now, and they're garbage.
I think they're still very
You should
playable.
Fury them.
I played them as POW 13 against you. I also forgot tough like 14 times.
Yeah.
So,
Seems fine.
that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
Is it worth taking the UAs on those, do you think?
Sometimes.
Silence could be pretty good.
Yeah, but you have tough
You
now.
could just take Fenris.
If you remember,
doesn't-
Does he not give silence
anymore?
He
Doesn't
gives
do that
relentless
anymore.
charge.
Oh, that's even better.
It is.
It
But
is.
you don't have silence. I killed 12 of my own Doom Reavers or some shit like that game.
Seems like a UA would have been pretty handy there.
I did forget tough on all 12 of those damage rolls.
I mean, you could have saved, like, a couple models.
Yeah. One guy killed 6, and the other guy killed like 5. Like, if I had remembered tough, I probably would have killed half as many. Yeah. And you can't do the trick to kill your leader to not be able to attack anymore. Because it forfeits combat action. I don't think you forfeit your combat action during your combat action. I don't think that works.
How does that work?
I have no idea. It's probably like Mark 1 Vilman charging you and doing impervious wall.
Huh.
Did you know that he could in Mark 1 he could charge you and then forfeit his movement to do impervious wall?
That seems dumb.
Yeah, it seems stupid. That was like in the FAQ. They're like, "Can Vilman charge and impervious wall after moving?" Yes. And you're just like, hands up, scoop. Like, I'm done. This game is awful. Like,
Mark 1. I didn't
was
play
bad.
Mark 1. Every story here about Mark 1.
and you're like, how did
Would
you
not
play
have
that
played
game
this.
for more than 5 minutes?
Yep. I would have played that game once and been like, yeah, this is dumb, and gone back to 40k. That's how bad it sounded.
Yeah. That's pretty
Oh,
much what we
shit, this
did.
isn't even the whole list. God damn.
I'm beginning with 3 units of infantry I need painted.
GMCA.
Oh. Are you doing showcase on everything?
No.
Okay.
I did showcase on the Defenders for some
Why?
stupid reason, and Karaslan.
But you're also...
And Reinhold, the Gobber Speculator,
That's
because that guy's awesome.
That's fine.
I mean,
He is awesome.
he has to look good if Kara Sloan's going to look good, right? I mean,
Except he's going to be behind her, so no one's going to look at him.
well, he's also this big. He was literally $31 for showcase quality and buying the model.
That's because he's like $4.
He's like $5, but
How could
still.
a weapon called Giant Hook only have half-inch reach?
Because it has automatic throw.
But it's called Giant Hook.
It's a big hook. It's still a hook. Hooks are small.
Should just be called Hook.
It's like giant amoeba. It's not big. Like, it's context, Jeremy.
So, what are we talking about?
Mark III and how good it is.
It's cool. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Right.
Good podcast, guys.
The car ran real good. It was a team effort.
I don't know what to do with my hands. So I love that movie.
That movie is amazing. Talladega Nights. I watched it again recently. Apparently, there's an alternate cut that I had never seen. I still like quoting it in my head, and then they say something else. I'm like, I was pretty sure they said that. And I was like, they have it like 12 times. I'm like, there is no fucking way he says that right here. Like, I know for a fact.
Like, I randomly turned on the TV. It was on HBO, and Days of Future Past is on. And they had all that Rogue stuff in there. I'm like,
oh yeah, there was like half an hour of deleted scenes. Rogue is in the movie.
I'm like,
But she's not in the theatrical release.
That would have
they
been
cut the entire 30-minute section out.
that would have been better. I like Rogue.
Yeah, so apparently Magneto and Professor X go on like a gangbusters mission to go break her out of prison because the stupid chick doing the teleport him back in time thing is like bleeding out and going to lose consciousness. So they go get Rogue to steal her powers to continue the operation after she passes out.
In the future or in the past?
In the future. So it's like old. It's like
That was
it's
like
Picard
Kitty-
and whatever.
Kitty
and
Pryde or something
fucking
stupid like that. Is that her name?
Gandalf.
Kitty Pryde, yeah.
Yeah, and so they go like break into this huge human prison for metas, and like they're just going in like fucking everybody up because like
Dude,
they're Magneto and Professor X to do what they want.
Brandon,
Like, but they
So-
cut it out. I don't know why.
They cut it out because why?
Because it was irrelevant to the storyline.
It's just yeah. It's
well, that
relevant.
means she didn't have any powers. I've seen X-Men 3.
hey, can I have them convert this model
I'm done.
for the kill shot?
That was so sad.
I'm not gonna respond to that question.
So if they could break Rogue out of prison, out of like their top mutant prison, why didn't they just break everyone out of prison
Because
and go fuck shit up?
Because it was the old
they just get
X-Men
captured
mansion.
again.
It seems like that's the white reason they cut it out of the movie because it's a terrible idea.
No, they probably just needed 30 minutes.
Probably a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
And the high-tech security
So
prison
only
is the old mansion.
$14.23.91.
You're kidding, right?
No. They're keeping her in fucking Cerebro, of all places.
Oh, God. You mean they already have the set built, is what you mean?
Yep, yeah, that's exactly. They've gotten so many movies out of that set.
Oh, my God.
So many movies.
Like X2 is just like, how many times can we use the same room in one movie? God damn it.
Fucking Deadpool,
Don't
they
they-
got it out of there too.
Don't they blow it up in every
But
movie?
Deadpool's amazing.
Hey, Deadpool is amazing. It's the first good movie they've used it in.
I know. Gosh.
First
And
class,
it
I
was the
guess.
whole point
Cerebro
of how
in
cheap
it?
it was.
Which room did are you saying they used Cerebro in Deadpool?
Oh no, not Cerebro, just the mansion.
Yeah, they use the mansion.
In Deadpool?
Yes. He
Yeah,
goes to the
Like
mansion.
the
He goes to the mansion to get Colossus and
Oh, well, I mean, that was
Teenage
like a
Mutant What's-Her-Fuck.
scene, though. Like, that was, they're
they
on,
still used it.
that. Is it the same mansion, actually?
Yeah,
I can't
I'm
imagine
pretty
that.
sure it
Never mind.
was.
They
Sure.
definitely did not build a new one.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah.
Like, how can we save
I just
money?
don't remember that awning area.
Deadpool had like $5 to spend on that movie, so
I know.
they definitely
They made
reused
the
the
best movie
mansion.
Fox has ever made with $10. And some dude that can draw metal people.
And broken helicarriers.
Yeah,
on
that
the
was
ground.
that was deleted CGI from like one of the Avengers movies they bought.
That wasn't even
Was it
deleted.
really?
CGI.
Yeah, like that was how the movie was supposed to end. Like they ran out of money and they had to go buy pre-made CGI from someone else.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the movie was still good.
The movie was
God,
amazing.
so much better. You were droning off. Just executes the guy mid-speech. And he's like, "What?" The movie was so good. I don't know if I can buy the new Behemoth model.
Why?
I don't want to
You
buy.
already have two.
I want to buy a fourth. I bought 3. I don't want to buy 4.
Suck it up.
Do you want the old one back?
No. It's a good model, but I have the Extreme if I wanted a good model, and my Extreme... It's not as good of a model, but it's a more impressive model, I feel. So that's why, mostly, is because I have the Extreme. If I didn't have the Extreme, I definitely would have bought it. So I have a painted one. I've got the old one that I gave back to you, and then I've got the Extreme that I need to paint. Gene, you want some lime juice? Do you like lime juice?
You want some? Who's the husky?
That's my dog, Thunder. Thunder!
Jane, want a caffeine pill?
Yes. How many caffeine pills do you want?
That sounds like a smart idea.
Gene coughs my
You don't
hand.
even care about your dog. I mean, look at how much he's overheating during the summer. We just need to shave him.
I don't think we need to shave it. Just
Shave it all off. I mean, you need to get rid of that winter.
You know what's really good podcasting? When Brandon feeds the dogs.
I know, right?
We haven't started yet, I guess.
Thunder, go. Go get
I
it.
mean, he's been recording the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're quiet enough, it cuts it out automatically.
It's only been 44 minutes.
Of bullshit.
Yeah. Usually.
I heard from somewhere, I don't remember what it is, that Chain Attack already did all their faction reviews.
Yeah. They,
In a 36-hour period, they just hammered all of them out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they talked about that on
That
a podcast
sounds
today. It was
terrible.
on.
Was that not part of the
Almost fine.
WTC thing that they were doing?
I don't know.